TGI Friday. It's Friday. Finally Friday. Hopefully you're having a good day. I feel good. Curt, you look like you're having a good morning so far.
I'm super excited about today. We got a busy show. We're back in studio after being out and about yesterday in Texas City. I'm excited for what's going to be happening today. I'm excited for us to talk about our morning. We already started it off right?
Yeah. First things first. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you share this video out, then put a comment and let us know that you shared the video out. We're going to be picking someone next week to select a set of Friday passes or a set of Saturday passes to the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off. You're going to go for absolutely free. Thank you to the Lions Club and Elaine and the president. They came in as well.
Yeah, they were in on Monday, I believe. We dropped a video yesterday on our Facebook page about the event, and so we will be doing this throughout the weeks leading up to the event, which is May 2nd through the 5th. Is that right?
Yeah,
no.
It's the 3rd, 4th, 5th.
3rd, 4th, 5th. That's right. Yeah,
So,
it's that
hey,
first week.
What we need to do is get secured for that Friday so we can make sure that we broadcast live there. If we have to work out anything, I think it's going to be a blast. I got my schedule cleared up, and I know for sure that Friday morning, I think we should make it happen. But you can be there with us, so make sure you share this video. Let us know you shared it. You'll be walking away with the set of passes to the League City Music Festival taking place in May, that first weekend. And then you can hang out with us. So it's going to be a great time. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Curt, you mentioned earlier, we had an early morning today again, 2 days in a row. I was telling Ethan something earlier. I said, Ethan, the mail don't stop. Ethan said, what does that mean? I said, Ethan, the mail does not stop. I said, what else doesn't stop? He said, fire trucks? I said, Ethan, no, fire trucks stop. Fire trucks stop. He said, time. I said, that's right. Time, the mail, KHEA radio, they don't stop.
Okay, before we move into what we actually were doing this morning, I have to bring this up because we ran into this experience yesterday when we were coming back from Texas City. There's an ambulance behind us, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of fire trucks not stopping,
and
right?
you stopped
I
for that.
stopped.
Like,
well, you're supposed to stop and let them go, right? The middle lane was open.
Okay.
And there was a car behind me, and then the ambulance was right there. And the ambulance started honking its horn. I'm like, we're at a stoplight. I can't go anywhere.
I think what they wanted you to do is to get out of your lane, get out of the comfort zone.
Right up the curb?
Yes. Or go into the lane next to you that was actually clear because everybody else had moved. So you were just like, I stopped. But to be fair, there was a car behind you, too, that was doing the exact same thing.
Right. I always thought when you're at the stoplight, you're either try to get out of the way, but if there was like a lane open in the middle, are they, once they're in that far left lane, do they stay in that far left lane and you have to get over out of that far left lane? I don't know.
We should ask at the firefighter games. Because we're going to be there. We're going to be at the firefighter games that are taking place. We'll be like, hey, I need to know the actual rules whenever it comes to getting out of the way of a fire truck. Because fire trucks, they can stop. And we clarified that earlier, hopefully, Ethan, if you have any questions. Fire trucks can stop, but what doesn't stop? KHEA radio.
Right.
Time.
2.
And the mail. That's it. Unless you have something else. Like, let us know what else doesn't stop. Maybe there are other things. But
Energizer batteries.
boom, boom, boom. That's an adult thing, Ethan, right? Ethan said, is having a favorite battery brand an adult thing? Yes, it is. All right, we got 6 seconds. We're going to get going. Stay tuned. Share this video out. Let's go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It is Friday morning. It's 8:39. TGI Friday, right? All week. I'm thankful for this week.
You have done this every day so far, and we're finally to TGIF.
And you know what? Tomorrow I'll be thankful for Saturday, too.
Can we literally say TGIF, or are we going to get in trouble because that's a brand?
Of like ABC?
No, isn't it a restaurant?
TGI Fridays?
Yeah.
Just say TGIFF.
What does that extra F stand for?
Fantastic Fridays?
Finally Friday.
Ooh, I like that, Ethan. Ethan coming up with the puns, the one-liners. That's what's up. Hey, are you excited for Friday? What do you have going on this weekend? What do you have planned? This morning, me and Curt, we started a little bit earlier. We went to the arms room, and we had a first-hand look at some behind-the-scenes training. It's called the Arms Room Academy. It was really cool. So they're on week 5. They're going through training with the employees there. And I was trying to push you in the ring, Curt, but you weren't having it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to kind of watch them box. They had the headgear on. They were getting at it. But it's week 5. They're gearing up for allowing this to be open to the public where you can go in and train and get self-defense training. So that way, if you were ever in a situation, you know how to protect yourself.
Yeah, it's real life situations. They are training people to use, firearms, be safe with firearms. But if you don't have one, or you aren't in a situation where, hey, it's not necessary to use it, you can diffuse a situation and you can get out of there. That's what they're offering. They're at the Arms Room Academy. So they actually made a new social media page for it. If you are interested, make sure you search that. Go to the Arms Room's website. You can learn more. We have some videos loaded. Do you want to take a look at that now?
Yeah, let's take a look at it now and see what it looks like. This is of you as well.
Yeah.
But we got to do that on the Facebook Live feed.
So we're going to wait a little bit. But let's review what we did yesterday. So we were at the Doyle Center. We were at the Nestler Center in Texas City. We had an amazing time. We had a great show. It was a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of people. We talked to Chris from the United Way. We talked to the Galveston County Food Bank. We talked to Natasha and Chef Mary Bass from Chef's Table Charities. We also talked to Judy and Jude Carricker that are from one of the local care facilities there. We also spoke to the people from the Leeds organization. Man, it was a great time. Thank you to Jennifer for inviting us out there. That is something we would like to be involved with in the future. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is an event that was open to about 7 area high schools. They had juniors and seniors that came out and they had to be nominated. Well, they had to nominate themselves and then share, hey, why should I be picked to go to this event? And it was Serve Day. They were introduced to nonprofit organizations. They were introduced to other people who could get them plugged in, where they can give back to the community, because we've been learning this as well. But it is so important to get young people involved in the community, to get young people volunteering in the community. If they start now at a young age, they'll keep it going for their entire life. So that's what we were able to witness. And there was 187 kids out there. Chick-fil-A was out there, provided lunch. There was Unchapa approved breakfast, which I got some footage of, but I don't know. I'm really hesitant to post anywhere because I don't want to get in trouble.
From Chapa or from me? Because I also saw that there was a video that you were taking as we were having issues on the live video.
The drama went down. I'm going to share that video later whenever I have time to pop a front on it and all that. But hey, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Natasha. Mark said he loves Curt's shirt. I love Curt's shirt too. Show everybody that shirt.
All right, so I was just thinking as I was also standing in the bathroom getting ready for today's show, I was like, I feel like I'm like a NASCAR race car driver. I got the Anthony Macaluso Realtor shirt on, and I got the Furniture Zone shirt on. I just want to thank all of the people that partner with KHEA Radio.
Yeah, it's a great Furniture Zone. Shout out to Furniture Zone. Shout out to Anthony Macaluso Realty. He is awesome. We actually saw him this morning because he's the GM at the Arms Room. So it was a great time.
It was a fun time. It was a blast.
Can you explain to me what's up with this camera shot you're prepping? Why is it so close to Ethan's face?
I can't find a way to get Ethan's face not to back up. Maybe if he backed up a little bit.
He has to stand against the wall.
But I feel like this is hilarious to see intern Ethan, like, in the shot.
I work so hard. I work so hard directing, like, okay, Curt, are we like to make our shots look good? And then you just pull this out of your pocket, like.
Oh, if you don't know what we're talking about, you're missing out on the fun here on our Facebook page. That's at KHEA Radio. Maybe you're listening in the car.
The audio's on. There's an echo now.
Oh.
So, Curt, whenever you do all this nonsense and it just like kind of makes it go.
I wasn't ready for it yet. It was sitting in the queue, getting ready, getting prepped, making sure everything looked okay, and then you brought it up. Now I had to.
Because you're like, hey, shut off my mic. I'm trying to do something. I'm like, what? Okay, it's confusing. And then, we end up in this situation.
Sorry.
There we go.
Just ruined
I'm just
everything.
ending the show. I'm just going to end the show. But I can't do that today because we have 3BQ in studio. We're going to have Roland back in studio. If you haven't heard of Roland, they're a local band doing some really amazing things. They have a new record that is coming out, but I feel like they just put a record out. So that's always the best. Whenever there's like new music every year.
I'm hoping that they bring like maybe even an acoustic guitar or something so that way we can get a live performance in studio. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. Anything else you're hoping for while you're
I'm also hoping for barbecue from 3BQ. Is that weird to hope for? Like, I didn't eat breakfast because I was
shocked.
3BQ is coming in. We're going to get some barbecue. Don't eat breakfast, Curt, because you're going to have like 3 lunches today.
Did you eat breakfast anyway? I feel like
I
you
did.
ate. Yeah. Yeah. You don't skip many meals that I've noticed. I don't either, but
cheat meal life.
Yeah. Did you have a cereal bar this morning?
I did.
It's a good time though. Hey, it's 8:46. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. Whenever we come back, we're going to be talking about the League City Music Festival just for a bit. We are giving away some tickets to today's show, for one of the weekend passes.
Yeah, so all you have to do is share this video out and tell us that you shared the video and you want to go to the League City Music Fest. That's going to help us decide the winner of that.
Yep. So we're going to announce those winners next week is what I was trying to say earlier, and I'm excited about it. Thank you to the Lions Club for dropping some passes, and we're going to be getting those out to you guys. Make sure that you check it out. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. Coming up next is Elevation. I can't believe. Hey, make sure tonight you come out to Abundant Life. There is a event taking place where there's going to be free crawfish, worship music. I'm going to be there. Kurt's going to be there. Ethan, are you going to be there?
I am.
So now you need to come out. It's going to be at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock tonight, Ascension, Young Adult, right here at Abundant Life Christian Center, KHEA Radio, broadcast live from Abundant Life. This is KHEA Radio.
All right, so I moved my camera. How's that angle?
I have to get rid of your camera because we're going to show a video about the arms room.
So yeah, we
missed it.
Oh well.
We went to the arms room, and it was awesome. We were able to experience some of the training and the behind-the-scenes stuff. And so here's a live look of what took place right before we walked into studio this morning. So here we go. I'm at the Arms Room in League City, Texas, getting a behind-the-scenes look at the Arms Room Academy. What they're doing is they're training civilians, they're training professionals, whether you are in the... I'm sorry.
Oh, wrong one.
Curt, are you stinking kidding me right now?
I wondered why it was 13 seconds. And then...
So here's what... Okay.
Oh, wow.
Let me do a little explanation of what they're doing at the Arms Room one more time.
Oh, my gosh.
Curt loaded the wrong clip. He loaded a clip that I messed up on, so we're going to take a break from that. So the Arms Room is doing the Arms Room Academy. What they're doing is they're opening up training to everybody. Whether you're a professional that's already in, I guess like if you're a police officer or if you're in security or you are already used to using firearms and used to being in situations where you need to do self-defense and some other stuff, then it's for you. So it's at all levels. Or if you don't know anything, like we could send Curt and he would be plugged into the right spot. So there's that. Please don't try and load another one. I see you trying to load over there. I feel like you've already done enough this morning. And maybe we can just share it later.
No, it's fine. This is the action of what they're doing. This was the last clip that you shot of actually them training and what they're doing. They're working on self-defense. So this was one of those drills where it's 4 minutes long, and they're basically they get a jump in, and the guy has to defend himself for 4 minutes against what they're doing. So that's kind of the end of that clip is what they're working on.
If somebody's just watching this, they're like, why is this guy trying to fight this girl? Then they have no idea like what's going on. So it's one person, and they have to fight like multiple people in a row. And they're not like fighting, so it's not like at full 100%.
Right.
It's a training ordeal, and it's very neat to see in person. This was week 5 out of however many weeks it is, but it actually starts on May 6th. You look like you. I
just
do you have something
don't
to say?
know. I don't know how I loaded the wrong one, but this is what happens when last minute stuff happens and you're trying to.
No, this is what happens when you try and do last minute stuff.
Well, you told us to do this morning. This is kind of on you. Where you're
what?
like, oh, we can get up at 7 o'clock, which was awesome. It was so much fun to be there. But then it was like, oh, hey, we have to make sure that we get it in the show.
I thought we were going to do a live video, and you're like, no, we're going to do a look live. So this was kind of your fault.
You said for us to film it and then put it in the show.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Well, again, this is for that gag reel, Natasha. Thank you for that idea.
Yeah, thank
for
you
that
so
idea.
much.
And the gag reel is, I'm just thinking of Curt like gagging on
I did have a gag reel.
I don't know.
A legit gag reel when I was a TV reporter.
Oh, yeah?
Because there was a situation where I was out on a live, and I looked over, and it was literally live, and there was a dead deer sitting right next to me that must have been like hit by a car or something, and it was all over, and I was like, that's the smell that I've been smelling. And they're like, what? And I'm like, huh.
Was that the only thing on the reel?
No, there was one where I got stuck in mud, and that was fun.
A
as
car
well.
or like your feet?
Okay.
My feet got stuck in mud.
A gag reel isn't a reel of you gagging, Curt.
I realized, but it was an actual gag reel because I like, you know, I was almost sick on camera talking about this deer that was sitting next to me.
Well, I'm glad you were okay. Were you okay?
Yeah, I was fine. I got over it.
All right. Hey, Ethan, your mic, we got to figure out something because every time I turn it up, it does this little clicking in my ears, and it drives me nuts.
I don't think it shows up on the stream, though. It's just in our ears.
Yeah.
Because I went back and listened to it, and I don't hear it when he's on.
I think it's mainly a speaker thing because, like, our headphones, they're pretty nice headphones, right?
Oh, they pick
And so,
up
like, you know, when
really
you listen
good.
on your phone, you probably don't hear that stuff. Even though we all have really nice phones around here. So if Perry doesn't bring barbecue from 3BQ, are you like going to walk out?
No, I just know he is bringing barbecue.
Are you speaking it into existence, or you
Yeah,
did you like text him this morning and be like, Perry, you're welcome to come as long as you bring barbecue? And he's like, what'd you say? And you're like,
Okay, so
nothing.
I do know he's bringing barbecue because last time he was supposed to come, remember that issue where we called him and we're like, hey, you're on this day? And he's like, oh, I can't actually make that. And he's like, but I was going to put stuff in. And I was like, okay. So hopefully he does bring stuff in today.
Yeah. There's an event coming up. I believe it's with the League City Police Department. He's going to be at, so that's going to be a lot of fun to learn about.
This weekend, I believe, is when it is, right?
I think so, yeah. So we'll see. I think Justin West, he had shared some information about that, like an event. Hey, there's something else that you've been kind of putting out there. Like if anybody has an event, and it's almost been a little overwhelming, all these people that don't know how to make us a co-host of the event. And so I don't know if there should be like a video or instructions, but our inbox has been flooded with messages about awesome events that we want to be able to help and get the word out about. But how does somebody make us a co-host of an event?
Yeah, so all you have to do is when you go to the events page, I believe you have to do it on a computer. I haven't figured out how to do it on a phone yet.
Yeah.
If you do it from a computer, you can actually go in and start typing in at KHEA Radio as a co-host, and it allows us to be a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it would be that hard to figure that out.
Well, a lot of people don't even use a laptop, a desktop anymore. They're using a tablet, they're using their cell phone, and all the features on a tablet, they're not all there that are on a desktop. So, like, there's a computer in the background over here, and so we've ran into that all the time. You're able to do a little bit more. There's always these mobile versions of sites and stuff. Hey, Roland is here. I feel starstruck. Can he tell?
Is it just the singer today?
I don't know. Can you go ask and see if
I'm too nervous to go out there.
I love Roland. So, we were talking to Mike Roses the other day. So Mike Roses works with them, and he's one of their managers in the record label, and he has a lot of cool stuff going on. So, man, I am excited to have Roland in studio today, and he showed up just on time. We're going to have him in at 9 o'clock talking about everything that they have going on.
Yeah, you can also add co-hosts. I'm still on this. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know why people are so confused about this. Like, I'm like, is this like really that hard? But you also got to think. I had to go to like an event and be like, can I make us like an event that we're already co-hosts of? And yeah, you just click on co-host settings, add a co-host, KHEA. We love it because it allows us to have an event like community calendar.
Yeah. Hey, I see Matt, who's in Roland, just tuned into the stream. Matt, are you coming? Are you going to come join us? You were here last time. I'm going to be really heartbroken if you're not coming today. Hopefully you can make it as well. But, so we're going to have Roland here in studio. Man, that show, whenever we had Mike Roses on, it was really good. like Mike's segment. It was a good show overall, but man, I loved hanging out with him and talking about everything he has going on.
There was some stuff that he mentioned that I was like, oh, this is really, really kind of cool. Like,
yeah.
You and I were talking about the generational thing.
Well, he wrote a book on it, and that may be something that we need to get you to read. I'm making a list of books you need to read.
Yeah.
Number 1, the Bible.
Is it an audio? Wow.
Hey, I can record. You know what? If he doesn't have an audiobook version of it, first of all,
just recorded it for
we
him?
could make one. We could make one for him and be like, here you go. And then you can just have it for free. And then we'll just send it out. I wonder if he'd get upset. He'd be like, hey, guys, quit blasting my book. Y'all made an audio book version of it, and you're just giving it away for free.
What if
we got hit with that lawsuit?
No, what if we monetized it? What if we took it and recorded an audiobook and then monetized it?
I know.
And not tell him.
Okay, now then he would definitely have a case to take all kinds of legal action on us.
Right?
Yeah, because that's just wrong. But if we gave it away and we were just like, oh, it was for, I don't know, for you, Mike. We thought we were doing you a favor.
Or donations to KHEA. Or we did it and we got a whole bunch of likes from it on KHEA radio. Then he could also come back at us and he said, you used me to help grow your brand.
Or he could just come sit in here and we just record his own book. There's something about an author, like reading their own book. I've listened to some audiobooks and I love whenever it's the person who wrote it. If they have like a good voice, if they have a good delivery and they're excited about it, you can tell whenever you listen to it. If somebody is not excited about what they're reading or they're not excited in how they're saying it or they don't believe it, you can tell. Like whenever you're listening to a teacher in school and they don't have like a good delivery or they're not excited to be there, it's just like, hey, here's what's up, guys. You know, here's some history or here's some math, you know, or whenever you were a teacher, I'm thinking about those kind of situations. Like if you were my teacher and you're trying to teach me and I'm like, this guy's not, he doesn't want to be here. He's doing the bare minimum. He's not really connecting with me, you know, on that level.
But could you almost be like somebody, but like the man behind the mirror? You know, like you
like
could,
wait,
like what if
are you
Grant Cardone,
a Michael Jackson song?
Maybe.
I'm starting with the
man in the mirror. What if that was? What if Grant Cardone didn't really sound like that? Like it was just somebody who like was reading.
I've seen him talk.
You're like, oh, is that Grant Cardone? So like the author, like I'm the author of this book.
Well, any audiobook they start just like, this is a, you know, like a Sparrow Productions, whatever, brought to you by Random House, blah, 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 2019. And then he's like, hey, what's up, guys? It's great. You know, and then he's like, man, you need to do this and this and this. And he started then, and I'm just like, oh, I do need to do that because I hear it in his voice and there's a passion there. And it's hard to fake that because you can tell when somebody's sincere. It's hard to fake that, and it's hard to create that. If you have something in you and you can connect with somebody, man, and then you build that relationship and then you communicate with them, it's done deal. Second, you know, next level. So it's 8:59. Ethan,
Are they ready?
I don't know.
Are you ready?
Ethan's getting autographs out there.
Bring them in.
Ethan, quick.
Let's go.
Ethan's starstruck by the Roland gentleman.
I see a bunch of people saying I want to win the passes. Make sure that you share the video. And we can tell if you're a sharer. It just tells us if you shared it.
Darian, what's up? How's it going?
Taco Pinata or what?
Oh, yeah.
Was Ethan bugging y'all for autographs?
We told him. No.
Chill out. Sometimes he
Ethan's
gets
like,
a little...
I can't go out there. I'm starstruck. I'm like, have you even heard their music? He goes, no, but I'm starstruck.
How's it going?
Dude, it's going well.
I'm excited y'all are here. Today y'all are
Pan
back.
it to the left.
Pan it to the... Oh, there you go.
Sweet.
Hey, this
stick
video,
that down.
the arms room is still playing in our queue. Keep going. They keep going. Keep going.
I'm just getting this
Right there.
camera.
It looks
technically-
like it's going to be crooked. Is that crooked?
It is a little crooked, but you know people don't know. I'll show you. Let's take that shot so they
It's
can
up.
see.
It's up. It's
All right.
ready to go.
Facebook's a little bit behind, but you'll see these handsome
Oh.
gentlemen that pop up on the screen any second. Boom!
Oh, see, we're a little crooked.
It's a little
but
crooked,
it's
but
fine.
like then we put these lower thirds up there.
Yeah, you
sometimes
can't
at
tell.
angles, and then it's just kind of.
Hey, you want to see something that's really cool? How about this? Oh, bam.
Should I do this?
Hold
so that
on.
it's
You got to
like-
wait. There's a little
There
bit
you
of
go.
delay. But got to wait. Okay, we're waiting patiently.
It's about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a sizable
Oh,
little.
it's a solid delay. There it is.
Ooh,
Wow.
now on Spotify.
Look at that.
What?
Yes.
He's like, wait, we're on Spotify?
Wait a minute.
Go check out that album.
We
You can
released
search for
that?
it. At Roland Music is their Facebook tag, and then that's the album cover. Perron, you're welcome.
It's the
Thanks.
single cover. So we have another one for the EP when that happens in about a month.
Okay, I didn't go
yeah.
back. I didn't search very far, and I was like, here's the most recent post. I'll take that and post it. So whatever it was, that was
cool.
what I was going to put as
Yeah.
a graphic.
That's
No,
what we're pushing
works.
right now.
Yeah.
That's the most current thing. Yeah.
So new music is coming out. The EP's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we released on the 21st of March "Wrong," which is the first. The last musical release was 2015. So
That's wrong.
That was kind of
That
rough.
was-
I know.
That was good.
That was
See what I did there?
I saw that. Yeah. 4 years was a really long time.
Yeah.
So it's good to be talking about new stuff.
So wait, the last record wasn't? I feel like y'all just released one.
2015.
Okay, is time like?
You
okay,
probably didn't hear about it until 2017 or
Well,
something like that.
maybe that's what it is. But I was talking to Ethan, and I was like, "There's a couple things that don't stop. One of those is time, the mail, and that's like it.
Dude,
That's it,
yeah,
right?
And mail for wrong people at your house.
Yeah, getting the wrong
I'm
mail.
still-
Where's my package? I don't know. The neighbor has it. Like,
Yep.
they probably have it.
Yeah.
So there's new music. It's coming out. A new EP. How many songs can we expect?
So you want to go, Matt?
It's 5.
Yeah.
There's 5 of them.
I feel like if you had
Five.
6 on there, it's almost like that's too much for an EP.
Yeah.
And then you could release 2, 3, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's almost. I mean, at some point, like if we had 6 or 7, like it's like a full length. I mean, because it's it's sizably. It's like 23 minutes for 5 songs. One of them's like a 7-minute deal.
You know how you make it so that it's longer? You put those empty tracks.
Yeah.
I had the Hanson back in the day.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I had Hanson like
Welcome to
my first
Confession
ever
Hour.
CD, and they had a whole bunch of empty tracks, and then on track 21 was their Man in Milwaukee like bonus track, and it's like, oh yeah, the bonus track on track 21.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Nothing between 13 and 21, but there was 21. I was like, what? Why did they do that?
That was a very 90s thing. Like I remember, did y'all ever listen to the band Five Iron Frenzy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like, the hidden track. So it's everything like 1 through 10's on there, and it's like, I just remember like, these are not my pants. These are not my pants. There was one of the records where it was all about pants. It was like 10 songs, like joke songs, which I'm into. I love jokes.
Yeah.
I'm living a joke life at times. But like there's all these tracks that are just about pants, and they're like really short songs.
Yeah.
And then like a blank one, or like a song is over, and then like 5 minutes later, an acoustic starts up.
Yeah.
Those guys thought they were slick.
Yeah.
Everybody did hidden tracks.
Yeah.
But you can't do it now. It's not with the digital
Apple Music, Spotify, and I'm
Can't
just
do
like,
that.
why do I have blank
Yeah.
music
What's-
on here?
What's happening? Why is this song 10 minutes long? And went, okay.
Yeah.
It's a hidden
Track 11 through 20 on the Hanson album. But like,
Am I the only one that knows this?
Kurt, what album was that? So
It
if
was
I
like-
look up Hanson on Apple Music,
Oh man, search for the Man in Milwaukee song, and that was the bonus track.
so was it Middle of Nowhere?
Yes.
Okay, so no, they only have. It only goes. Track 12 is With You in Your Dreams, and then track 13 is Man in Milwaukee.
No,
so they
because-
cut out all those
because
blank
it
tracks.
doesn't make sense to have
Yeah,
that.
because if you're
empty
listening on the
tracks on
CD,
iTunes.
you don't know, but you're obviously going to know on the
It's
digital.
that white noise. If people go to sleep and they listen, then the artist may actually make some money because it's just like blank, and it's just like, hey, just play my blank tracks whenever you go to sleep at night, and I'm gonna rack up that .000000000000000 1 per penny, per play.
If I play your song on Spotify one time, how much does that help y'all?
No.
Well, just having the having the stream helps us, but the actual
You
money
need to
from
play it like I don't know what the exact number is, but I'll put it this way: we have, I don't know, 15,000 more than that, like streams on there, and I think maybe I've gotten a couple dollars.
What'd you buy?
Like maybe a coffee if I could afford it.
Yeah, so Justin usually the royalty comes in and he's like, instead of taking the band, to lunch or something, he goes and gets a latte.
No, I'll be honest though. So I happened to look. I looked at the. You can go on ASCAP, which is the the copyright deal, and you can go look and see where I actually get money. I got $8 last quarter was from Canadian radio. We're still hitting in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they dig it.
The Canucks they dig
You
it.
haven't given us any of your stuff. Are you on Play MPE or anything
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
You are?
So this new song, "Wrong," is I think being released this week
On
to
Play MPE?
Yes.
Okay, so we're now a member of Play MPE.
We should be recording a behind the
Ethan.
music right now.
So you guys have access to all of this now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need those behind the If you haven't listened to us on the FM
I'm tempted
before,
to just open up and then you just hear you
Ethan,
talk.
can you do your this is behind the music with
This is KHEA Radio's Uncovering Your Music with Roland.
Ooh.
Dang.
Ooh.
He's good, huh?
That was nice.
Got that smooth timbre.
So if you listen on the FM, if you're driving in your car or throughout the day, you can actually tune in and listen. This is how I drive. You can actually listen to Ethan's voice saying like, "This is behind the music," or what is it? Uncovering your music.
Uncovering Your Music.
Uncover.
He made that up.
Yeah,
He does a good job.
sounds original.
Yeah, it sounds good.
We kind of took it. Well, stole the whole idea. But I mean, he made up the name. I mean, it worked. We
No
got
relation to VH1.
yeah.
or Air One.
Here, we got 10 seconds. Let's go on the FM as well. So, Facebook, if you're watching, share this video out. Hey, we're giving away some League City Music Fest passes. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We have some special guests in studio. Were you waiting for Ethan to
No,
pop
Ethan
in?
dropped the camera.
Oh! Well,
it was on.
that's going to make our blooper gag reel. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, you have no idea what we're talking about. But that's the beauty of liking us on Facebook.
Oh man.
If
Okay,
you're
I'm
if you're
good.
not following us on Facebook, you're missing out on why Kurt's laughing, and that's your fault. But you have an opportunity. We have Roland in studio. What's up, gentlemen? How's it going today?
What's up?
Going good.
Thank you for joining us.
Dude, thanks for having us.
It's been about a year, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
place looks a lot different than a year ago,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Well, it's the same but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
well,
it's
we were on the other
expanded.
side. We were on
That's
the-
about the biggest change.
That's the biggest thing since flipped around.
To us, it rocked our world. It rocked
Yeah.
our world. We're like, whoa, we're going to switch. Okay, mind
Yeah.
blowing.
No, it's cool, man. It's good
So-
to be back.
Y'all have some new music that's about to be released. Can you share about that?
Yeah, so we just put out our single called Wrong. It just came out March 21st. So that is out now. That's on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. And then April 26th, we are releasing our EP, The Narrows. So that'll be coming out in about a month.
Yeah.
With the title like Wrong. I don't want to be right. But what is it about? What is the song about?
Yeah, so initially it was called Something Is Wrong. And then I had this idea. I was like, hey, man, let's just make all the song titles
So
one
hip.
word
So hip.
titles.
I was
you
gonna
know?
say everyone's doing that right now.
I don't know, whatever. So
He's like,
man,
same.
it's basically just like looking at society and looking at how we're. I read a poll that said like people are more divided now than ever. I mean, politically, people are all on these different spectrums, and so what this is basically saying from our perspective is like, it's not about a donkey or an elephant. It's about a lamb. Like the place that we sort of like dig our heels in is the kingdom of God and following Jesus, and not which way society or culture goes. And it's like people are just yelling really loud. They're trying to make, they're raising their flag higher than that person. It's like, dude, at some point, like we're going to hit combustion point, and things just totally just go out of whack. So it's like, hey, listen, something is wrong. And so for us, this whole recording is about like finding home base, finding ground zero. What's the hill that we're going to die on? I think that's.
Yeah, no, I definitely think. I mean, you can tell just in the atmosphere and just how people are right now, that something is wrong just in general, how we're communicating with each other.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think that really kind
There's
of
a loss of
captures, I think.
civility. Like people don't know how to disagree.
Yeah, us as people, as humans, we're on the same team. I was telling that to Curt. Me, we're talking about a situation, like the church or Christians or churches in general. It's like, dude, well, we're all on the same team. Well, like, who's right, who's wrong about a situation? Does it really matter? We're
Right.
humans. We're brothers and sisters. Not only in Christ, if you are the church, but just sometimes just as people. Like we're all
Yeah.
trying to just live life and be a good person, or we should be.
Dude, that's super important. So there's a line in one of the songs called Confessor that says, the poets were right. Is it so important to be right? And it's like, without getting too theological, like Paul says this, he's like, you can know everything, but if you don't love, it does not matter. And so it's like, exactly that. It doesn't necessarily matter if you're right if you don't know how to love well.
And then even if you are right, it probably doesn't matter anyways. Then you find out, like, you know, if you go to heaven or you find out later, hey, I was wrong. Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Does it really
I
matter?
think a lot of us are going to be wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Figure out a lot of things when we get there.
Except Kurt.
I'm never gonna be wrong.
Wrong.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I'm always right.
Hey, Matt, are you pastoring now?
Yeah. So we are in the midst of planning a church. We launch on Easter. So
That's cool.
Yeah, we are really excited.
Is that going to be in Deer Park in that
yeah,
area?
So it's the Deer Park kind of Pasadena area. It's right out the event center we're renting and like kind of launching from is right outside of Deer Park into Pasadena.
Right outside of the oil rig.
Yeah, right outside of the plume.
Yeah, what's going on with that? How was life there? Was it like on lockdown?
Yeah, yes and no. So, I mean, I've grown up my entire life.
I saw that Bane meme. It's like, I was born into it.
This pollution
Molded
is my
by
home.
it, yeah.
So, growing up in it, you know, you can always tell the people that grew up around it. Because even in the shelter in place, you had people out there riding their bike and like, just like.
Hey, we got a day off from school, like pushing the kids at the park.
Yeah, everybody's like hanging out. A lot of people went to Galveston just as like a day. They were like, hey, well, we'll just take the kids to Galveston and we'll just watch the plume from there and see how it goes.
Like a week?
Yeah,
it was a week. You know, schools were shut down.
I know.
Parents probably had to take off work or take their kids to work.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, though, it's really things like this have happened before, not at this scale, but we've had issues before. And for the most part, schools wouldn't shut down like they did now. And I think a lot of it is due to social media. You get so much pressure from the outside, from everything, and everybody's freaking out. You know, I had a friend call me. He was like, man, you need to load up the car. You need to get out of there. And I was like, bro, if you're meaning like if it explodes, I was like, I couldn't get far enough. So, you know, it's like not in enough time. And that's just kind of what you're used to growing up there. You just, you know, it's there and you know the risk of living there. And, you know, it's just.
There's the high risk reward for living in Deer Park.
Yeah, there is.
What's the reward?
Plenty of jobs.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
People
That's
can
the
work
reward.
there.
Well, in the community itself, you know, those chemical plants, Shell in particular, they pour a lot of money into the community. You know, I mean, they basically built the high school. You know, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, you kind of weigh it. If the plants were there, the community itself wouldn't be there because they bring in all the jobs. People are trying to get in there. You know, your home values shoot up because people are trying to move there so they work at those plants.
Yeah, and social media, like you mentioned, that's interesting because it can do so many good things. We can share some positive things, and then it can also be like a scare tactic. We can share music on there.
Yeah.
You know, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Just
People
like our climate.
were watching the plume, like just sitting there and being like, yeah, okay, cool. And I was like, guys, run.
Well, there was 24-hour streams, like the news, like live helicopter looks.
I feel like you should have take like video from this and used it for your video for the song Wrong.
We should set up a.
He started filming when it reignited.
Yeah, I filmed that. I did a live stream from when it was really burning, just asking people to actually pray for like what was going on for the first responders. But honestly, when it's burning, that's the thing. The real danger is the raw chemical. So when it's burning, it's no longer the raw chemical. So you're, you know, the risk of you like breathing in something and just, you know, dying is gone.
At least it's burning.
A beautiful song for y'all.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
called Reignite.
Reignite.
Right?
Please don't.
Hey, so are all of the songs on the EP? It's going to be like a one word. Can we get a tease of some of the other titles?
Yeah, Angry.
Okay.
Control. Wrong. Confessor. Narrows.
Reignite. You forgot one.
I think that would have like doesn't it have a dash in it? Reignite?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like that's almost like 1.5. No.
That might have to be the next album title.
That's the bonus
we would
track.
have to write the song too. Yeah, that's the empty track at the end.
4 years later, we'll call it Reignite.
You're saying when the next EP comes out? Is that what
yeah,
you're
every 4 years.
Reignite
No, hopefully not 4
2.0.
years.
No.
Wrong 2.0.
Well, I knew it was too long when we the first review we got back, which was really positive. But they were like, "Hey, when you come back from a hiatus," and I was like,
we weren't on hiatus.
we were not on a hiatus. We've been here all along." So
They're
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time.
What, you know, why is that? It just, you know, life taking place and
So in between that record coming out and like I got married. Well, I guess I got married right before, but I got married. Josh got married. I had a kid. Josh had a kid. And then I don't know, like and to be honest, like it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I just celebrated my 4-year anniversary yesterday, And
Congratulations.
thanks. I know, but I'm like 4 years.
Yeah.
That's
What?
awesome.
Like, it just I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and
You know what? Don't stop.
I'm having back problems now, and
Back pains don't stop. And time. Father
It
time.
only gets worse.
Undefeated.
You got to get
Man.
that.
It
only
weighted-
gets worse.
You got to get that weighted blanket.
dude, I'm looking into
I
support.
turned 30 and I was like, man, I need something for my back. It hurts all the
the
time.
thing.
I'm like,
I
what?
don't feel older being in my 30s, but my body feels older.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like, I didn't want to be like, oh, well, I'm old now. And
I
it's like,
turned midnight and like something in my back just like cracked and it hasn't been the same since.
Oh yeah. No, man, my ankles just randomly swell up now. It's too much activity. It's like, oh, my right ankle's swollen.
Guys,
So-
we're scaring intern Ethan. He's only 17. He's like,
Oh,
I got
wow.
stuff to look forward to.
Stay as long as you can.
So there's a lot to look forward to if you're listening out there and you're still considered young. But hey, we got Mike Roses watching. He was on the show the other day. Did y'all
yeah,
have
I
opportunity to
heard
listen in?
Tuesday, right?
Yeah. He has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Wait, did he hear us when we were talking about? No, he turned in just now, right?
Like probably about
Mike, don't
5
go
minutes
back
ago.
and watch the stuff from
Wow.
before Roland was in. We didn't talk about taking an audio book and like reading your book, making audios, and then stealing all your money. I mean, that wasn't us. Not us.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, that did happen, but it was his idea. I said, hey,
I
I,
can believe
wonder if he
that.
has an audio book version, because he was sharing some of the ideas in the book, and it was powerful. Like our mouths are just open. We're not left speechless, often. We're just like, I never thought of it that way. That was really
So you're
good.
trying to steal somebody's ideas?
That's
Would you consider that idea wrong?
No, it's completely right because I make money in it. And then if
Wow.
Mike decides to sue, then I'll have enough money to, countersue.
That's not how that works.
countersue? I think the judges be like, you just give him everything, and go to jail.
You just pay.
Man.
No counter.
We'll give him 5% of the royalties from our audio.
But Mike, I see you're listening. Do you have an audio version? Does he have an audio version of that book?
I don't think he has one yet. I think I do believe that it's in the works to get one like professionally recorded and stuff like that.
but it has to
for
be
this
his
book.
voice. There's something about like having.
Yeah, he's got that voice. He's helping us out a lot with the church plant, and that was a lot of our leaders and stuff in it. I had him come share at a leaders meeting, and they were like, it's just his voice, when he speaks. I feel like, man, I can do anything.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like, yeah, he's got that natural voice.
Yeah. So with the church plant, Easter is going to be your launch, and has this been like in the works for a while? How does like launching a church go?
So it was something that we felt called to do probably about honestly for me, probably 3 or 4 years ago. I kind of felt like this would eventually take place, and I had no idea it would happen so quickly. And at this point, the momentum behind it is more, it's more pushing me than anything. At first, I came in thinking, hey, we're really just going to have to spend some time pushing this. And then the first response was really great. And now it's like I'm being pulled. And so it's just kind of like, oh, here we go. So, yeah, it's, we've been meeting in the houses and it's been going really well. And then we're about to, once we move into the space, it's kind of gets real,
Yes.
There's no putting it back at that point. So it's just full steam ahead.
So even whenever you were young, like, did you ever have any kind of feelings growing up that like, hey, I'm going to be a pastor or I'm going to be in ministry at least?
For the longest time, I kind of always felt called to ministry. I think probably around 13, 14 years old. But it was, I really loved music. And so it was more in worship ministry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I started feeling called to youth ministry, but at the same time, I was into like audio and lighting and kind of planned to go to Full Sail School and wanted to have a job where I could, make good money. And I never really considered ministry a good money-making a money-making tool. But then, there was just this instance in my life where it kind of all fell apart. And I knew at that point I was done kind of living my plan, and I was ready to take God's plan, and that was ministry. I went into youth ministry, and I did that for almost 7 or 8 years, and just a fabulous time doing that. And then I, again, in same position, never thought I'd be a lead pastor. I never thought I'd be taking that step. I kind of always saw myself as a youth pastor, and then it just slowly shifted, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, well, here we are. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
It's cool hearing, stories like how, a vision or an idea, like you say, like 3-4 years ago, oh man, and you find yourself doing it and making it happen.
Yeah.
You know, with this next record or the EP that is coming out, like when did that start? Like in process and songwriting, how does that go?
Well, I mean, obviously when the first record we did, first recordings are usually built up of stuff that you've been working on for a really long time. So it's like some of those songs on the first record, when we put them out, were already 6-7 years old. Once you do that, you've used generally the best songs that you had at the moment. So
Of
now
your
you
life,
start,
your
now you
life's
start
work.
writing new stuff.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like, there were a lot of questions in terms of like, what is it that I really like? What's the hill that I'm going to die on in terms of my faith? Like, where do I dig in? And the idea of the Narrows was, I just remember, like, I had this idea growing up, I think in some different youth groups that I would go through, and it seemed like, you know, being a good Christian was like, you know, don't lie, don't get drunk, don't, you know, sleep around, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, and I agree with all those things, like, don't do that, you know, but I think it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just a simple rule list of like do's and don'ts. And so for me, I'm like, the Narrows, when Jesus says that it's a narrow way and that the way to destruction is wide, it's like, okay, what is that really talking about? I don't think it's just not doing these things. It's like, and for me, it's like, you know, loving somebody that hates you is really, really hard to do. And I've actually had, like, there's actually somebody in my life that's like is the hardest person that I could ever think, like, how do you love this person? How do you do that? And so, like, that's this whole thing of this recording is like the narrow way, I think, is trying to love like Jesus did. And that's the whole theme of this record. So in a way that the first album didn't have, I think this one is very thematic. And I think all the songs sort of like deal with each other in that way.
Yeah, I feel like too, it's really captured just how we've grown personally as musicians. You know, I look back at when we started and when we recorded the first album, and you know, listening to some of the stuff we're playing now, I'm just like, wow, we really got better over that span.
And there's more collaboration
years.
too. I mean,
it was, and you can tell like some of the songs, like I believe, you know, like Staring at the Sun and Soda Pop Kids, which is off the first album, was really kind of more of a collaborative effort where we all kind of came together. And so the new album is a lot of just us together. This is, if you want to capture what we sound like together, coming together and writing together, it's definitely this album.
Whenever y'all did y'all track all at the same time?
this time we did, not the first time.
Yeah, I think I saw either pictures or a video or something y'all had shared, and that
so much better.
Yes.
Was it better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
You catch the vibe.
The
of
energy?
Us, yeah, playing live.
There were things in a couple songs. So Confessor, there was a part that the night before rehearsing, we're just like, hey, what if we tried this?
What if?
And we changed and like completely changed it. Now it's one of my favorite parts of the song. And then on this other song, Control, in studio, we're like, what if we did this? Let's just try it. And like that kind of stuff, those types of like impromptu moments do not happen when it's the drummer going by himself, then the bass player, and then, you know. Like, it was old school. It was like, that's how they used to make records. Yeah,
and the vibe, not only that, but the kind of music we play, it's just like that really, you know, even the guy, Steve Christensen, the dude that engineered it and mixed it, he was just telling us, he's like, yeah, you guys should never record separately, ever.
Yeah.
You know, I was speaking about that, I watched, the Queen movie, right?
Yeah.
They went to a different location. Did you guys do that for your separate, you guys... Can you do that? Can you go to different places? Like
we're talking about
location?
going to Australia or something. No, I'm just kidding.
You mean like to go to a different place to just record?
To get away?
To get away and
like
record.
training
like,
camp or
like
something?
in a studio, like it was. But you guys didn't do that. You guys did it in a studio.
We totally could have done that, but you need a lot, deeper pockets to pull that kind of thing off. I mean,
maybe one day.
When you're Queen, and those guys notoriously, like on some of those, they'd spend months in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have
and you're
money
paying
for
hourly. So.
Yeah, we don't have money for that.
Yeah, and I guess I understand the benefit, but those guys probably hang out in the studio where they were at all the time. So it's like, I need to be removed from my normal place so I can be my creative juices. But like even I would guess for y'all, like, that's a lot of money to get. So when you're there, it's almost like a little bit out of the comfort zone. Hey, I know why we're here. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and to some extent, we had an element of that, which is that we were in like a warehouse, which is super vibey, and it's just like all these different old school instruments.
Plenty
and all
of coffee.
So much coffee. And we're sitting over there, and there's a vibe to it, and it felt really cool. Whereas you can go to studios even in town where it feels sort of like you're in a lab, like it's very sterile and it's like very clean, and they get great, recording qualities, but it may not feel as good. So from a musician standpoint, you want to capture a good performance.
Do you guys have fun like they did? That's the first time I've ever actually watched someone doing a recording was in a fake movie.
I had a lot of fun on this one.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun, and it was super laid back. There was no pressure, and again, that goes a lot to just the atmosphere that Steve has in his studio. It's very vibey, very chill. Like, man, let's just let's see what we can get, the tones, and he let me experiment a lot with bass tones because I love using pedals. And I had never at that point, every engineer we'd worked with was like, no, we don't want to capture any of this. We'll do it in post, or we'll change this post. And he was down with just committing.
It's like, it's my sound.
I know. Yeah. At that point, I was like, but he was down to committing to a sound, which I loved. So a lot of the bass tones.
The guy has a Grammy.
Sound great.
And he's legit, but it's like. He's just, man, let's try that.
Plug it in. Well, his Grammy itself was sitting on the trophy was sitting on a table surrounded by a bunch of junk.
It's like everybody, I would. I'd be like touching
it's a garbage heap. It's like over on the side, like.
Yeah, well, Mike was actually there, and he asked him. He's like, hey, so where's your Grammy? And I'm thinking like it's gonna be somewhere on the wall, somewhere in a trophy
dig around
case.
In that heap over there.
He's like, oh, it's over there, man. It's like on an end table next to all this other junk. It's just sitting there. It's like,
so one of the things, traditionally, whenever you track an instrument at a time, there's a lot of waiting. But I guess the beauty of everybody tracking together, there's no waiting. Like everybody gets to go, and you're all doing something at the same time instead of just sitting and being like, all right, is the drummer? Yeah, where is he? Is he done?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do dubs. We did some of those, but
there's definitely a lot more instrumentation happening than three people can play. At the same time.
But it definitely does. I mean, like just to give an idea, we started November 2013. We started the first set of drum tracks on our first recording.
We've been in a band.
That
forever.
record came out in September 2015. So it's almost 2 years from day one. And we were obviously working before we went to the studios, but in the studio, day one to release was 2 years. Was this? I think we did late September. We were in the studio, and now it's actually coming out. It's done. For marketing reasons, we're waiting a little bit, but the recording's done,
If somebody hasn't had the opportunity to hear a lot yet, when it comes to style of music, what can they expect?
Amazing,
Mind
awesome.
blowing.
No, I mean we're a rock band, We're not reinventing the wheel, but I mean it's interesting. We found ourselves in this weird spot where the type of music we do is not rock and roll is not the big thing right now,
With Christian music, I would say. Because worship, it kind of turned to the Bethel, the Hillsongs, and all that.
I think in all secular as well. If you go look through, I went through and was listening to the top charting music on Spotify, and it's everything is either hip hop or some type of pop, type Ariana Grande, Cardi B kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mike mentioned that rock. It's there's some guys sneaking up back into the big,
and there's the thing there's the joke with Greta Van Fleet, okay, they sound exactly like Led Zeppelin, but they are, they're bringing this conversation back around to hey, here's a rock band and people are talking about them.
So should they thank you guys? Because it's hey, we've been doing rock music since and y'all are welcome, right?
They probably don't know we exist. I imagine.
No, they're they don't have back problems yet. They're still super young.
Yeah, they're
pretty young brothers.
Oh, those back problems.
20 years old.
They had to have been a Led Zeppelin cover band forever. Though. I can't imagine.
I've watched some of the interviews where people bring that up and they're like, "No, we're more influenced by," and it's no, y'all sound just like Led Zeppelin.
No.
What are you talking about? But I liked listening to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And I can listen to them now, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So good.
I thought when they came on Spotify the first time I heard them, I thought it was.
I never heard this one. It sounds really good.
That's how they
Remastered.
got popular, is because he had all these young kids who were like, "Hey, Dad, listen to this. Who's this?" And they're like,
Dad,
it's like a deep cut Zeppelin song that I've never heard. And they're like, "No, it's Greta Van Fleet."
No, you're dumb.
You don't know.
Dads everywhere. I've been jamming to the Greta. But they play them on intros to NBA games and the football games. That's where they get their. I was like, oh, I've heard this.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, from TNT.
You just gotta have a jam and intro, man. That's the big thing.
Well, and I think from rock music, always was kind of edgy. You know, like when it was a thing in the 60s and 70s, like protest music. In the 80s, you had the punk scene, and like it was always like parents didn't like rock music, and so the kids really like went to it. And now we're in this weird spot where like
The
parents like rock music, but they don't. They're like, I don't understand this, you know, this hip hop music, which was what a lot of kids are doing. And I think it's cool. Like I think music is going to go in these kind of waves. What I think is going to happen though is that the same that happened to rock music when it just sort of was oversaturated. Everybody did it. I think that's happening now to the music that, and because I hear like people that really like the old school hip hop, like, man, I liked it when it was, you know, it was Dre and it was these different people and they actually had things to say. And now it's like mumble rap. And it's like, so there's going to be this generation now of people that are like, wait, that's not real hip hop. It's just like the same thing that happened to rock music is happening to hip hop. And so like, I'm thinking, can we sneak back in here?
Yeah,
you know?
if we're just ready. We're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, man, I can't stand listening to rap music today. Like, it's just, and then every other word is a curse word. And it's like, what? No,
like,
you don't need
back
to.
in the day, back in the Grandmaster Flash days.
Like,
What were the Nebraska kids listening to?
Eminem.
That was quick.
Eminem, he's actually got the shirt.
Yeah, he's
on
like,
under-
well, yeah, we still listen.
We were listening to
Dan. Oh.
Ethan,
man.
can you weigh in from a young perspective? You listen to like a bunch of Christian music,
we just
though, right?
literally were like,
I
can we
do.
talk to the young guy in the room? Oh man.
see what he thinks.
I'm dead serious. I mostly just listen to like Christian pop and stuff. I mean, I know like all of my peers listen to hip hop and whatnot, like NF and
listen to
Andy
Lauren
Mineo
Daigle?
and
Lauren Daigle, is that
Well,
your jam?
I don't listen to a whole lot of Lauren Daigle, but I know her like her top stuff.
So what do you listen to?
He actually picks a lot of the music that goes on here.
On KHEA Radio, yeah.
I love 10th Avenue North.
Okay.
Favorite band. I almost called them I Can Only Imagine. Mercy Me, Need to
Might as well
Breathe.
be
You can
called.
still call them that. Yeah.
Ren Collective. They're
Oh,
really,
yeah.
they're
The
really
Irish.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these are bands that I see like showing up in our playlist, Ethan.
And now you know why.
So that's the thing. We just gotta get Ethan to like our new album.
Oh,
And
Ethan
then-
will put your whole like collection in.
Play
yeah,
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Ethan, thank you for all you do.
You're very welcome.
We
I
appreciate
actually-
you.
I went on Spotify and I hearted y'all's.
Oh man,
Nice.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I'm definitely checking y'all out later.
Good.
yeah,
Cool.
dude.
Right now it's 9:33. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We have Roland in studio. If somebody's looking to find out some information on booking or how they can find your music, find your website, social media, how do they do that?
Facebook is it's all Relant Music, so it's ROELANT Music. And you can find all of our social medias that way. And then Spotify, Apple Music, it's just Relant. Search it, it'll pop up. It's on all digital outlets, and Wrong is currently too,
Wrong
right?
is on there.
Yeah.
Relant Music as well. RelantMusic.com
Yeah.
is our website. That's going to be getting a revamp with the new release. But yeah, so
It's
Definitely.
expensive being in a band, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
It's not
You know,
cheap.
recording, and then you're
Recording's expensive. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what's expensive. Horns. Like we have horns on. Wrong has a horn section. Because then all of a sudden you have 4 people you have to pay. It's like it's not like one. You know.
It'd just be cheaper to like take horn lessons. Like you should have thought of this like 10 years ago.
See, like, but this is where
If only.
where like EDM comes in. Just get a computer to like play the horns.
Yeah, but there's like it's not exactly the same.
Just
not the same.
just listen to the single, and you'll see what we're talking
Not
about.
the same.
You know, we were talking about how this was probably like 6 months ago, that there really isn't Christian EDM. Like that's a market that has not been touched.
I mean,
Jesus.
I feel like if anything, like Hillsong embraced it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like with
Young
the,
and
the
Free
young
a
and
little
free,
bit.
you know that.
But it's still not there. Like it's not EDM.
Well,
it's
because-
not like
That's what he likes.
it's not like a Avicii or some of those other ones.
Yeah.
That's EDM to me.
It sounds like food.
Yeah, I know. Getting hungry now.
Yeah, Japanese dish. Avicii?
Oh, man.
Ceviche? I know what ceviche is.
wow.
No, but why would you say that is? I mean, what makes Christian music? I think a lot of times it's the content. In EDM, it has content, but it's usually not the words. It's the bass and the feel, and people just want to kind of like
the
be
ramp up into the.
Well, yeah, I never thought shows like DJs. Like I never thought that would get to the place that it's at now, where you would have these guys that are just DJing, and you've got thousands of people coming out, and it's like one guy on the stage with the table set up, and it's like.
And he hit play. Like to me,
The way
it doesn't
he hit
make
it,
sense.
the way he hit it.
Is that like literally what they do? I've watched videos on YouTube.
No, there's the talent to it. But
Yeah, you definitely, and they do some live. I know they'll do some like live mixing where they're mixing in different elements.
What's the guy? He's he's overseas, right?
Malaysia.
Yeah, and he's like.
Yeah, but I can tell he's doing stuff. There's a guy that we're Facebook friends with. He's in Malaysia.
I've never met him
tune
before in
in
my
to
life, and he
KHEA
tags
sometimes.
us.
Yeah, but
stuff.
he's a cool guy, and so he'll do some live stuff on Facebook, which I love. Facebook Live is such a huge feature, and I love it. But he'll do like live stuff and kind of like mix, and I can tell he's doing something.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time,
That's what he's doing.
well, that's part of it. You got to wear, you
yeah,
wear
you gotta
headphones.
have
That's part of it. It's the feel. But I've watched YouTube videos where it's like people at festivals or like they're
Yeah.
on a stage and it's a beach party, and they're literally like not really doing anything, but everyone's like, yeah, they could be. I don't know, but it's fun, I guess.
We don't know.
Well, there's an artist I saw recently where like, I can't remember his name, but he's a drummer. He plays piano, and like he'll go up and basically sample a song live. So that's cool. And I was like, that's different. Like he'll go up and play a beat, and then they'll like record it, and then they'll play it back, and then he'll add stuff to it, and then he'll go rap and freestyle. So
Yeah.
he like is building a song in front of you. That's cool. Like, and I'm trying to avoid being, my parent that's like, well, I just don't understand this music nowadays, because that's how they talk. Bro, I don't understand. I don't want to be that guy. But I think, I don't know. Like I'm just thinking about the music. Like what was, especially pop music. Like what did it mean to different generations? And I think a lot of people like, I don't know. Most music seems to be like club music right now. Like we went through that phase in the 60s and 70s where it was protest music, and the 80s was. I don't know what the 80s was. 80s was
Synths
like so synth out, and then the 90s was like this like young grungy rebellion, and then like the 2000s, I don't know.
There's a lot of.
We'll know later. Like in 5 years, we'll be like, it'll
Yeah,
be clear.
it'll
Like it's
all,
weird
like,
how that
make
happens.
sense.
It makes sense. You
Yeah.
look back. And
But
you're
it's
like,
all there's like these cycles. Like I totally believe that we're moving through like musical waves.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
for sure.
so you think that rock will hopefully make a resurgence? That's what it looks like.
We
huh?
hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
sure.
and I don't know that it's ever going to be as big as it was, but I don't know that it needs to be. I think what music needs to have is that people are looking for whatever it is that has some kind of an edge and a vibe, and I don't think that like rock hasn't died. Like it's still there, it's just not hitting on the pop charts, and I think that can change. I think that there are bands that could bring that back.
Well, you saw Imagine Dragons.
Well, see, now we have to debate whether or not that's rock and roll.
I think that's rock.
I mean, I think it's sort of like a quasi rock.
Hey, Mike Rosa said 2000s was boy bands. # golden era.
Well,
Golden era, rather.
No. 2000s when boy bands went bad.
No, it was like late 90s.
Late
when
90s
like that was
when
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys
Backstreet
and
Boys and-
Hanson.
Hanson,
Hey,
NSYNC.
hey, Hanson had an album. I think it was 2015. That album rocks.
I heard it was good.
Yeah, it's really good. I forget what it's called, but it was like their 2015 album. It was like really rock. and funk.
I need to jam to this like Man in Milwaukee song now. Now that I'm
Oh,
thinking
man.
about that bonus track, like switching on the CD player to number 21, was
On
it-
his 5-disc changer.
Wow.
It's CD number 3. Yeah. And what else did you have in there? Like
don't know.
didn't you have
I had
the
a
LFO?
5-disc LFO.
Summertime Girls, the single?
Summertime's Girl got it going on.
I don't know if it was my brother's taste in music that makes me think this, or if it was like actually true. But was like I feel like the 2000s was probably like punk music, maybe.
Like pop punk?
yeah, like
that's what I
Linkin
love.
Park.
I was really into. I was really
Blink
into punk.
182, Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day.
MXPX if you were the Christian kid.
Man, okay, so I got to tell people about this feature because I've learned about this feature and it's killer. It's so good.
Is this an ad?
No, this is an ad. This is an ad.
Somebody send you this?
This is brought to you by Apple and
Nice.
iTunes. But there's a feature down at the bottom if you have Apple Music, which I pay for Apple Music. It's a
Thank you for clarifying.
For you tab. And then there's like they have all these like Fridays playlists, and you can go through like here's the A-list Christian Pure Party, Light My Fire. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff on here that you click on it. Pure Party. I don't even want to look what's in there. But then there's also these, like, up at the top, it says, like, favorites mix. And so it creates a list of, like, songs that, like, you would like. Yeah. And you go through and listen to it. Oh, my gosh. I forgot how much I love Green Day.
So yeah, on Apple Music you can also have a profile, which I do, and it'll show like what you listen to.
Yeah.
So I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Oh, good. Boy. So you're jamming.
And, I'm jamming.
Yeah.
Elmo.
Yeah.
Following Gardy for sure.
Best of Ernie.
For the hits.
Best of Elmo. Then I got like my own band.
Gardy, how are we not friends?
Yeah, you should follow me.
It's like, I listen to Elmo and myself.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's all I'm ever in for.
That's about it, and everything else is just like, mainly Sesame Street. No, there's some other stuff in here as well, but it's a pretty cool thing because then you can follow like some of your other friends, and I can see, what's Curt listening to? This is awful.
Hanson.
Yeah.
All right. To me, what the craziest thing to me between the two, like I have both Spotify and Apple Music, and one of the things that I love, Spotify puts together amazing playlists. Mm-hmm. So their playlists are awesome. But Apple Music's sound quality is noticeably better.
So is SoundCloud.
Like
SoundCloud is better than Spotify. Too.
It's like I'm just like, what are they doing at Spotify? Are they just like squashing
their codec? I think is not very good.
Yeah, it's really maybe that's
it's
why it's
noticeable.
A little cheaper.
If you have not done this experiment, you should try it. Listen to a song on Spotify and listen to the same song on Apple Music, and Apple Music sounds a lot better.
I just didn't want to pay for both. And
right.
That was like everything else is already Apple for the most part. For me, I was just
For me, it was I got the $4.99 because I still had my
I do that
email
too.
address from college.
Yeah.
I'm not a student anymore, but as long as I have the email
they
address.
got you now.
Oh, now it's on the interwebs.
Hope they're not listening.
I hope they don't get rid of our sponsorship. Thank you, Apple iTunes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you just saw, but on the stream, I just added all of the Relance songs.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Nice.
I saw you had Audio Adrenaline on your list, on your homepage.
Dude,
or whatever.
Adrenaline.
Although I think that was the last like good record that I was really into.
Which record?
That one that you had, Lift.
Okay. I had Underdog. Like I love that record.
That's before. Yeah. That's great. They were great.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be offensive, but I thought Lift was their last really good record.
Well, I don't know who was the vocals on that.
He's still well. They were at that point. I don't remember the guy's name. The new guy that came on, but like
Kevin Max from DC Talk
eventually ended up doing like a thing.
I wasn't a huge fan
before
of that one.
Their main guy was still singing half the songs, and then they had a guitar player was named Taylor. Or
he
something
still had a somewhat of a voice.
Still had a voice,
man.
Yeah,
dude. Like he shredded his voice. Like he sounded so cool, but.
Well, like on Underdog, he still had a voice, but then after that, it was just
Well, then you heard him live, and it's like, man, it's just going.
Yeah, audio. You know? They did a thing for a while called Audio Talks, and they would travel around with. Then I think it was the something collective.
It's because Kevin Max was doing stuff.
So, but he was still kind of doing some songs, but his voice was really just shot. But it was more of him telling the story about Audio Adrenaline, and it was really powerful. It was really cool. Yeah. He shared his testimony and just what happened with him and everything like that. So it was really. He's a really cool guy, but it definitely was terrible that he lost
Bloom
his voice.
was like still one of the. I think if there's a list out there of best Christian rock records ever, that's got to be in there somewhere.
That was a good time for Christian music because Christian music used to be rock. You know, well obviously we had DC Talk, which was almost like they started out really rap, and then they kind of had like that blend, and then the Newsboys, Audio Adrenaline. I was big into 5 Iron Frenzy and the OC Supertones, like that kind of. That was before. I mean, worship music was there because Hillsong was around, but it was Darlene Check and very CCM. But that was a John. Like whenever I grew up, I guess y'all grew up too, but it was just a different time.
So my that was interesting for Nebraska was a little different because it was more of a northern person. Was Peter Ide. I'm sure none of you guys have ever heard of him.
You brought him up before, and I still don't know. I need to look him up.
Yeah, Peter Ide was fantastic. He was one of those like. And I go back and I'll listen to him like, man, like I was really young.
Really bad.
But it was really cool. Like he would come and we had this, I was a Lutheran, and so we had this Lutheran Youth of Nebraska. So it was all the Lutherans of Nebraska. We were called Lions. Lutheran Youth of Nebraska.
Wow.
And he would come and perform. I was on the board my senior year. Man. I was on the board, the Lion board.
You're going places.
Planned. Oh, yeah. We planned it all out. But he was one of those people that no one has ever heard of that I'm like, this guy's awesome. So, and the other one was Lost and Found.
He has a lot of records. I'm looking at it right now. He has a ton of records.
There's this song called "Oh, them lions, they will eat my body, but they can't Slinkies swallow my soul." Nah, nah, nah.
Was this like your kids' pop?
It was like this break in this song where they didn't like say anything, and so we always would add the word Slinky.
Yeah, totally.
So that's not part of the recording?
No, but we would add it because it was funny.
Maybe he's out there hearing this and he's gonna do a remix.
Lost and Found.
Remastered, remixed. Curt on vocals.
Slinky. That's what you guys need. If you guys need a Slinky sound, I got you.
Definitely. I think that would be great.
Wow.
Sweet.
This was going places.
I'm sorry.
And then Peter Ide came out. I was like in the midst of like audio adrenaline. Can we just refocus? Okay, I got two quick stories about audio adrenaline.
Okay.
So whenever I was in 7th grade, we had a youth conference here at Abundant Life, and audio adrenaline came and played. It was the coolest thing in the world. It was a great time. Underdog had just came out, got the album. It was like something I'll remember forever. The other, whenever I was about 20 years old, I was in Nashville and I was doing some stuff with the band, and I was walking by like just nightlife, right? And I looked in the window, and he was getting married. And so like I remember some of the other people there, like T-Bone was there, and I was just like, is this real? Like it was his wedding reception, like it was after, and they were like having
awesome.
and I was with two
And you
other friends. I did not. I was just like, we're like, oh man, is that whoever? And then we just kept going. So it's kind of fun.
You're like, hey guys, just here recording an album. What's up?
Yeah.
Am I invited? No.
Free wings or?
I don't have cool celebrity stories like that. I met Need to Breathe in the airport once. That's about that.
Were they nice?
Yes. So, and I will say, I think it was, who did I ran into Bo and Seth. And no, which one is the singer? Bo's the singer, and then his brother's Bear. No, Bear's the singer, and then Bo's the guitar player, right? I don't remember.
He's Need to Breathe is with the blonde.
Yeah.
The blonde, yeah. And then the other guy, the bass player is like tall and super slim.
Lanky and yeah. Well, so anyway, I meet the guitar player because the guitar player and singer are brothers, and like, it's just like, hey man, I really liked your new record. I think it was Wasteland or whatever had come out, and I remember I just said it like passing because I don't like to.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't want to be like that guy, and I was just gonna go down the escalator, and I was just like, man, I really enjoyed it. It was a good job. And he's like, puts his guitar down, dude, thank you so much, and shake. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking at you and being like, yeah, that's great.
He's
bro.
like, all right, cool, man. Later. Like, I was like, dude, like he took the time.
He was actually like, I love Soda Pop Kids, and then you just passed out and died.
No, but I mean, and I've heard this before, and this is something that as people that are trying to do music like that, we try to always remember. It's like, dude, anytime somebody takes their time and sets something aside to listen to something you're doing, like that's a big deal, and I want to make sure that we always honor that. And so things like that, like I was like, dude, like he wants to make sure that he honors somebody that hey, like they've taken their time to listen to their music, they appreciated it, and he's not just like shrugging it off and big timing it. Like, yeah, you have to.
And that was at the airport?
It was the airport, yeah.
Because he could be in a hurry. It's easy. That's totally. Not a.
Yeah, totally. But I was like, it made an impression because I'm just like, it would not have been surprising to me if he was just like, oh, cool, man, and just kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
Cool story, bro.
The fact that he did stop, put his instrument down, and like want to shake my hand, I was like, oh man, that's how you make an impression with people, and it's a small gesture in this sort of musical conversation that we like to have with people that listen to us to say, hey, like, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for listening. So
well, sometimes the music industry or the music scene can be a place where it's like, hey, I'm too cool, to either talk to people or like even, there's always a friendly competition, sometimes not friendly competition. What are other bands doing? And Nashville is no different. Or the Christian music industry sometimes can be not different. Have y'all ever experienced that? Is there something y'all are trying to like stay away from, or at a certain point you're like, hey, I'm over it, I
mean, I don't know. I think that I've heard from, I have a bunch of buddies that are either in like currently touring bands or were in touring bands, and it's just I think that there is sort of like that diva thing happens, and you always hear from venues especially, they're like, yeah, so-and-so was here and they'd like trash the green room and they just didn't
Roland was here.
Hopefully that,
and they cleaned up.
They ate all the M&Ms. And when you hear stuff like that, and it's just like, we don't want to be that. I don't want to be that, because
course, rock and roll though used to be about
rock and roll,
throwing things out of windows in hotel rooms.
That was what's his face, Joe Walsh. Destroying hotel rooms, getting banned from staying in hotel rooms because they destroyed it. So we don't, I don't know. To me, it's like I want to, like in some way, like maybe this is because we're trying to also be Christ-like, but like be like more humble,
But I think too is like you understand the importance. The more and more known you might become, or your music might become, is really just an open door for you to share Christ on a bigger platform and in personal moments with people. To me, if God blesses you with let's say fame of some type with your music, there's those more opportunities where these kids might come up to you that you don't know what they're dealing with, but you stopping and making an effort to just pour into their lives right then, whether it's a passing, telling somebody thank you so much, and really being humble and showing them that that could change their whole life. And that's a big responsibility you've been given. I think once you're at that place, and I think sometimes people just lose sight of that. Becomes so they get jaded by it. They think, oh well, that's just my life kind of thing, instead of seeing the opportunity that they have on a daily basis to make a difference in people's lives.
They may listen to a small moment with you after a concert that their parent has been trying to work on, but coming from this rock band, I love their music. They're cool. I wish. And I think a lot of times people see musicians and celebrities, and it's like, oh, living that lifestyle or playing on stage or writing those songs, that's so cool, And then a part of them is like, do that. I don't know, like, I wish I could do that, or I would do that, And it just gives you a platform, and you have their ear.
Yeah.
Well, and we're also in this interesting situation where we're writing this whole record that's all about, like, the narrow way, like loving like Jesus did. And if we don't do that, it's like we put a bullseye on ourselves. If we can't, if when that person comes up and our interaction with them is like terrible, if we're all diva, and then like what does that say about everything we just said? And if we want our music to be powerful and to say something, like, well, you have to live it. And I mean, we're seeing that in the mainstream world, like with R. Kelly's and Cardi B's, that like their music, they've kind of been talking about the stuff we're finding out that they were doing. So like
Tekashi 6ix9ine, I don't know. Do y'all know who 6ix9ine is? But he's in jail, but he's one of the mumble rappers. But
yes,
yeah. So he's.
But wasn't that a different deal? Wasn't that because he's like Scottish? And
oh no, that was
that's the other guy.
21 Savage.
Yes,
he overstayed his visa, and everyone's like, man, he got picked up by the feds, and then they were like, 21 Savage is British. It was like, what? He's from Atlanta. He was like rapping, this southern. Yeah, it's really funny.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Hey, I do want to know, if somebody was considered a diva from the band, who would it be? Is there someone who would stand out?
Me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think if anybody's the diva, then it would probably definitely be Justin.
Oh man.
But lead guitar player, singer, you felt both.
But
I have a rebuttal coming.
Honestly, I don't think really any of us, at least not at this point, have any kind of diva. I mean, we have our preferences and things we like, but when we get in the moment in the venue, and even most we literally have not met a sound guy that didn't love us.
Yeah.
Because we come in, and even if they don't have the stuff that we need, we just make it work. And we have quick sound checks. I think typically we take like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If that. Even when we're allotted time, we still just get it done quick, and we're ready to go. And
but I do have a rebuttal. And that is, I don't think anybody is a diva in the true sense. But
yeah.
If there was a diva, and I probably would be throwing the one guy who's not here under the bus.
Yes, that's true.
Defend himself.
Because not because of his attitude, but because he is the guy that more often than not is like, hey man, can you like set my drum kit up? Can you do like, in terms of like somebody that wants you to do more, like, hey, set up my drums, tear my drums down. Can you bring the the iPad with the click? Can you bring a power cord? Oh yeah, and then can you take it home afterwards?
Yeah, like I typically now, like he runs click out of his iPad, which is always
dead.
Always dead. And so I always have a charger on me just for him. Like so, like when we show up, and he's like, "Hey Matt, do you have that?" And now it's become, I've enabled him now. So now
I don't understand how somebody. Okay, so I was roommates with this guy. How do you wake up in the morning and have 7% charge on your phone? Like. Do you not charge it when you're sleeping?
Josh and technology is just the funniest thing.
And I don't think it's just him. It's sometimes drummers.
Yeah, I think it is the drummer
There's something
thing.
in that personality. But I will say this. I think the least diva are always the bass players.
Yeah, no, I agree
and
with you.
they're just there. I'm here to groove. I'm chill. I'm smooth. Hey, but listen. I'm turning Kurt down. I can be a diva if I'm singing. If I have to sing something, I'm going to be a diva because I'm not that good of a singer, but I will sing, and I have sang for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I need to be able to hear myself. I would prefer to have in-ears.
That's not diva, though.
I need the click because I don't want to look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
But you also don't want to blow your voice out. I don't think that's diva.
So Kurt was trying to get me to sing karaoke the other day.
I was just about ready to say.
And I was like, Kurt, I don't think I'm set up. The way I'm set up, like music-wise, I would be a diva up there being like, can I get more of me in the mic? And it's thinking karaoke. I was like, and then it would be videoed, and I know it would be posted, and I'm just be like, I couldn't hear and I'd be making excuses, or like if it sounds bad.
But dude, no, here's the thing, man, with karaoke, I have learned over multiple times trying to sing karaoke. Nobody wants, if you can sing at all, they do not want you to sing karaoke.
No, they want you to be up there dancing.
They want you to be bad.
Have you seen mine? Have you seen mine that ended up like going viral? Like, it was great.
You got like 100 views.
No.
Wow,
it was over 1,000.
Ooh.
It got posted in the Bay Area Houston Food Lovers group. I don't know why me singing karaoke made it into it.
He sang Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? But he started out like, dun, dun. He was like doing this up and down. It was pretty funny.
It was great. I sang it to my girl. She was there, and I was like, oh, you're gonna be my girl.
Nobody wants like good singers to karaoke.
And I didn't even get a shout out. I filmed it in 4K, sent it to him, and I didn't even get like a credit in the 1,000-view video. Like, hey, with
Thanks
the little
to my videographer.
camera emoji. Yeah, come on. I was there. I was like, Kurt may want this.
But I was gonna say the biggest diva is Gardy of all time.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Gardy's like, can you do this? Can you do that? Man, I don't look good. Come get this angle.
I got a camera. If there's cameras on you all the time, or not all the time, but you know what I mean. I'm like, yeah, can you reshoot that, or let me re-say it, or get this angle.
I'm one of those guys that if there's like multiple cameras, you got to look at all the cameras.
He's like cross-eyed. We have pictures like that. It's funny.
I look at everything.
We got a couple minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Where to get the single? When the EP's coming out?
Well, if you're not following us, obviously that would be huge. To follow us on whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Spotify,
Twitter,
all of that stuff. Yes, we have a Twitter account. Twitter is the stepchild of our social media family.
Hey, whenever Facebook shut down the other day, Instagram and Facebook were like, I was going live on Twitter for nobody because I was like, I feel like I should be doing something.
You can go live on Twitter?
You can go live on Twitter now.
What? We did.
I may do it now.
Live
so we
tweeting.
went on Twitter for like a day, and then Facebook, Instagram came back, and we're like, oh, Twitter's, what's that?
Sorry, Twitter.
Yeah.
See ya.
It was the first time that I followed KHEA on Twitter was that day. Now, I get all these notifications like, KHEA Radio said this, and I was like, no, we didn't. Where's this coming from?
Yeah, follow us on Twitter because that would give us more of a reason to post stuff.
Well, I feel like Twitter is really just like for people to post like outrageous things
for the president.
Yeah, that just now it's just strictly for the president. But it's for people to post just outrageous things and tag other people, and then I either catch that or there is occasion though I like to get on there every once in a while and catch just Ben Shapiro retweeting somebody and then just like utterly destroying them on Twitter. But it's this different. That's why you go. Like people go to read the comments.
The reacts. Yeah, the reactions, the comments back to the tweets. And there's some really funny stuff. But Twitter's a weird place because there is like, I don't know, like basketball Twitter. There's like, in basketball Twitter culture or like in music Twitter culture, like hip hop, mumble rap. Like there's Twitter culture and it's just like a different world. What's acceptable there is not acceptable in real life. And what's acceptable in real life is not acceptable there.
The stuff you'd say on Twitter, you would not say to people. Like, I will say like when something's like, for instance, if we're in the playoffs and James Harden goes off for 60, like I'm on Twitter, like, look at it.
I'm finding people.
And then I go to the hashtag of like the team he's killing, and I'm like, I don't see what they're saying about this.
I do that on Reddit. Yeah, I go to Reddit and I'm like, I'm gonna see what then people are so mad, like, oh, he's so bad to watch, and I'm like, no, he's not. He's amazing.
He's so bad to watch.
Yeah.
He's averaging almost 40 points.
Asked me if I'd seen something, and I was like, no, if it's not on. They're like, oh, it was on their website. I'm like, I don't go to people's websites for news. If I don't see it on Facebook, social media, I don't see it. Like, it doesn't happen. Well, does it happen in real life? If it doesn't happen on...
If it's not on Facebook, did it happen?
During the fire, the ITC fire, I was getting all my current updates from Facebook. Mm-hmm. I was going to deer parks and they had the quickest
Talk
updates
of Deer
on Facebook.
Park.
Yeah, it was just like
We post in there sometimes.
That's what happened
Do
during
you ever see our
Harvey.
stuff in there?
I don't think I've seen it, but I'll have to go look.
Well, it's
specifically.
very random. It's very random. We'll post like something random in there, like, "Hey, what's up?" That's all. We're KHEA Radio. Listen to us.
I almost, because we dropped a giveaway video the same day. I almost put in there and like, hey, if you want to break from this, go check out this giveaway video. But I'm like, oh, that's rude.
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock.
Man.
It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We had Roland in studio. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We'll have to have y'all back whenever the EP drops or whenever y'all want to. We can make
Yeah.
time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We'd love
It's always fun. Do y'all have fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Dude,
got to
you got
get
this-
back in studio to record, behind the music.
You've got this
Air
taco
one.
pinata that's
Second.
making me want tacos.
Yeah.
There's
Now I'm really hungry.
There's a bunch of tacos in there, but we're saving it for an emergency. We just
Break it.
They're moldy.
yeah. They were good at one point. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have 3BQ in studio. It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next. Well, there's a spot.
99.
I thought it was Bethel. Boom. Thanks, guys.
Hey, I have to, now that Ethan's out of the room, speaking of social media. Oh, hey, Ethan. I thought you
The faces he makes while you're talking is really the best. Do you have a camera on him?
Yeah, we do.
Well, yeah.
You know, he's writing down memeable spots, and this one is at 1:20:48. He says today's video, Gardy meme material. So I don't know what that means, but there's definitely written. I saw this. He was
Dang,
like,
I'm gonna have to go
writing
back.
it down, and I was like,
Probably me, because when you loaded the wrong clip or something like
oh,
that.
that was so funny. I was like, why is
Colleen
this
brought my
13
day
seconds?
back up. She was like, guys, smile. It's okay. Is it okay?
Thank you guys.
Fun with y'all.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out.
Appreciate it.
Oh, and when it's on Play MP, make sure that you put like I don't know how that works.
Yo!
on the artist end,
That was
but
Roland.
add
Hanging out.
KHEA in.
Okay.
Like,
We're going to get
so
there.
that you can
Their
download
new
it.
music popped in to rotation. I kicked
do
the
it.
taco over on accident.
Cardi!
Did tacos come out? Or are we still good?
Oh man.
Perry, what's up? Not too much. Uh-oh. Kurt's going to be upset.
Does he smell like barbecue?
I don't. I took a shower. Morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Man, it's all official in here now.
You haven't been.
We're trying to be.
Not since the upgrades. No. Which one am I on?
This one's perfect.
Okay.
So, what's up? Hey, have you heard of 3BQ yet? You're about to. If you haven't, we got Perry Brooks in studio. Perry, I saw that you went on, well, looks like you went fishing with Buster. And he has the Good Old Boy podcast. How's that?
Good Old Boy podcast. Sorry about that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's just a good old boy from Louisiana and lives in the hood. He actually here. I don't have to wear these, do I?
No, you don't have to.
Okay. I feel like a goofball on that. Sorry.
But you look good. You look
Thank
legit.
So yeah, I did a podcast with him, and it was good. He's
Yeah.
just a good old boy and talks about good old boy country things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has he been doing the podcast?
That I'm unsure.
Yeah.
He has 23 of them.
Okay.
So however
He does
long that
one a
is.
week or so.
Yeah, something like that.
What kind of work does he do?
He works for Swedgelock. Yesterday I did a event. They sponsored a hole at Battleground Golf Course, and I did breakfast tacos for them and pulled pork sandwiches for
That's
lunch.
what's up.
They had 2 different tournaments. So yeah, that's he hooked me up with that and Swedgelock valves. Yeah, shout
Cool.
out to them.
Yeah, Buster, because he lives in the same neighborhood, which I used to
Yes.
live in that same neighborhood. And so he was pretty
So
active
y'all-
on the group.
Yeah, do you know him personally?
You know,
Because he wants to get with you.
yeah,
I'd like to have y'all on.
I have talked to him. I don't know if he remembers, but this was like a long time ago, like a couple times before, and then through social media,
Sure.
just through the neighborhood group
Yeah.
before. But actually, he bought whenever I moved from Marbella. He came and bought a couch just because we're like, hey, we have a couch, we don't want it. Like if
Right.
somebody wants it, and so I don't know if he remembers, but like me and him, we like moved the couch, out of my house
Sure.
and put it in the
Now
truck.
he probably remembers.
And they were gonna put I think they were like, oh, we need one for the kids or the dog or something like that in the
Right.
garage or something
Yeah,
like that. So
yeah.
one of our old couches. Yeah. So
Yeah,
shout out to Buster.
He's good people. Whenever I first met him was some of the furloughed people, and I cooked for them. I think we spoke about that last time I was on.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the main contact and ran that portion of it. So
Yeah.
cooked a bunch of meat for some families in the neighborhood, and it was
After Harvey, I mean, Marbella was doing a lot. It was like a Marbella Strong
Right.
thing, and then
Yeah.
he kind of was helping oversee and being like, "Hey, this is what we need to do,"
Right.
and helping people out.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So yeah, that was Swedgelock had us out yesterday, and League City Fire Department and Police Department are having me out Saturday, tomorrow,
Yeah.
for guns and hoses. Yeah, there was supposed to be a couple guys come in, but last minute things.
Where's it at?
It is at the League City Dog Park, the new on the west side, 518 in Bay Area,
Yeah.
right there. I'll be front and center. They'll have big bounce houses. They're having a softball tournament with guns and hoses. So fire department and police department are having a tournament, and they're raising money for the Blue Santa. So
What's the
whenever-
Blue Santa?
I'm assuming it's Christmas. It's their giveaways like
Yeah.
what the church does, and it's just so that way.
If you fundraise
Children.
now, you'll be ready for Christmas. Because
Right,
we
exactly.
figured that out. Like, Christmas time, you can still fundraise, and hey, people want to give back, and they will.
Right.
But if you start doing it now, then whenever people
Build
are
it
like,
up.
I got to buy presents for my kid,
It's not all
something
one
comes
big
up.
hit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
a good
yeah,
idea.
they're doing that. But I don't know any more information about it. That's what
Is tomorrow at the dog?
tomorrow is from 2 to 9.
Okay.
So they're having some raffles. They're giving some guns away and big raffles just to raise money for everything. I'm cooking hamburgers, hot dogs, pulled pork, brisket. I'm serving everything out of my truck.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just a good face, good connections. The community's been very good to Brooks Boys Barbecue.
Have you heard about the League City Music and Barbecue Cook-Off?
Yes.
Are you going to be involved in that at all?
No, I possibly next year.
Okay.
I was in it years back. So I was part of a cook team with a buddy of mine, and we actually took first place brisket.
Oh, that's awesome.
At that cook-off. So
There's a lot of people.
there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It got real political real quick. I want to say 10:09-ish, something like that. It's whenever it switched, and it just got. I remember going to it, and they were measuring the slices by a pencil, so
Because it had to be.
3/8 thick.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's some stuff going on. I'm looking at the Strawberry Fest, possibly doing that in Pasadena. There's a big event, South Belt. There's a cook-off there.
Is it difficult to find time to participate in those kind of things whenever you're already
It is.
doing your own?
That's for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my job, so doing a cook-off on a weekend is great, and I can get sponsors and have fun doing it. But at the end of the day, Brooks Boys Barbecue is just getting the names. If I'm doing cook-offs, then I'm not making any money. So it's good.
Yeah.
Bay Area Houston food lovers, we're doing something with them on the 7th.
Where's that going to be at?
At Pinnacle Park.
Pinnacle Park? Okay.
Yes.
If you're watching on Facebook right now, you're getting a view of that delicious brisket slice. This was put on a
Oh yeah, look
sandwich.
at that smoke ring.
Man, that's what it's all about. You can't accidentally make that because I've tried. I'm just like, I'm going to try my own recipe. It doesn't work.
One of the things that I have said, Perry, over and over and over, there's two places that I love that do good brisket.
Gardy's house?
No.
Okay.
Unless I'm there.
Texas Pit Stop Barbecue,
Okay.
located in Lamarck.
Yeah.
And then Perry Brooks from 3BQ. Top two.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Thank you very much.
The one thing that I really like about 3BQ is the bark. The bark is the most delicious part of it.
That's the flavor. Yeah.
If somebody
That's
doesn't
the
know what the
burnt
bark
part.
is, what is the bark?
Bark is the crust. Like whenever you like fried cheese or you overdo onion, you just have that little extra crunch on it. Well, that's what that is.
How come it tastes so good though? Because I'm thinking like a burnt piece
Because
of
that's
toast.
my heart on that plate. That's why it tastes so good.
I'm a cannibal.
That's beautiful. Isn't it? Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, speaking of brisket, I put a bold statement out there for me. I put my head on a platter because I just got license plates that say brisket. So for me, that's putting
Texas plates?
Texas plates. Yeah. I mean,
And it straight up says brisket on there.
yeah, brisket.
How was that available? I always wonder.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Instead of the S, I have a 5. Instead of the E, I have a 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was.
Get some money signs up there.
Were there any choices? Like, were you trying to be like maybe like 3BQ or like BBB or brisket? Boom. So was that on the food truck or on your truck?
That's on my personal truck.
I need one that says KHEA.
Oh man.
KHEA.
But I'm not going to pay the
you
government.
You can go to myplates.com. That's where I got that.
I got to update my registration before
I like it. All hail the mighty state with the barbed wire on the side.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's Texas to the bone, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Was there any like top, like it was either brisket or were you going to do anything else or?
No, it's brisket. So Corkscrew in Spring, that Nicole, I think is her name. She runs that barbecue joint, Corkscrew Barbecue, and they have a brisket. And I bought a hat, and it had the 3 instead of the E. And I was like, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
And so I just went on My Plates and searched it, and the 5 was available for the S. And I was like, well, it's not time for my registration. If it's time and it's still available, then I'll do it. And bam, there it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, this is a little bit unrelated, but have you heard about Axe Masters yet, where you get to throw axes? It's over in League City.
Yeah.
He looks like an axe.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you'd probably be good at that.
So check this out. It's unofficial, but I was talking to Buster yesterday, and he's wanting to have like a good old boy get together at that place. And Brooks boys throw down some barbecue, and we throw some axes, and just have
That sounds like a good
time.
old boy. Yeah,
that's a good old boy time, isn't it?
And I can look at something like I look at you and I look at Kurt and I'm like, you know what? I think Perry would
He's
be good
not
at throwing
country.
axes.
Wow.
Our church did that. There was a men's retreat, and I went out there Friday night to feed the gentlemen out there, and they had axe throwing. That's harder than have y'all thrown an axe?
I'm a champion at it.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Champion at bouncing, or does
No, getting it to stick and actually stay on in the middle. I'm great.
Are you really?
I was in scouting growing up, and that was one of the activities that we had to do.
If we believed
Was
every
throw
story
it.
he told, it would
Right.
be
Right.
Listen, I'll prove it to you.
today.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, then we go. Actually, there's an Axe Master spot. They're one of our partners here, but we are excited. It's brand new. We got 20 seconds. We can go on.
Okay.
After this on the FM, make sure that we let everybody know what's going on with 3BQ. Brooks Boys Barbecue. Check it out. Texas, to learn more, they're located off of Hobbs Road in League City, Texas. Thank you, Axe Masters, for being a partner with KHEA Radio. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It is 10:12 on a Friday. It's Friday.
TGI FF.
Fabulous Friday.
Fabulous Friday.
We got Perry Brooks in studio. Perry, how's it going?
As well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Brooks Boys Barbecue
Is back in the house.
You've been doing a lot of stuff, and you got the truck's
I've been
beautiful.
busy. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been busy. We've did the event here for Christmas, and now since the weather is pretty, it's food truck time. It's barbecue season.
Yeah.
To me, it's barbecue season all the time, but yeah.
So is this the best time? Is there a barbecue season? I guess like the normal person like me.
Well, yeah, with all the cook-offs, springtime, it's pretty outside. It's supposed to be warm and not rainy.
Yeah.
So
the Galveston County one, like the fair and the cook-off is starting soon. Like
I think so,
it's
yeah.
next weekend. Me and Kurt, we're actually going to be out there.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to be out there. We're going to do our show on
You should get
Friday.
some good queue out there.
Oh, we're going to try.
Yeah.
We're going to try. So we'll judge it up against yours for sure.
Yeah.
We're not official judges, and we just like to eat. But
No, we are official judges at the United Way Firefighters games taking place in Texas City.
Absolutely.
So
We are. That is pretty awesome.
yeah, have you ever judged a competition? I know you can cook it.
I have judged little bit. I didn't really like that part.
There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, there is. There's people's palates different.
Yeah.
It's you're cooking for the judges, and you don't know the judge's palate.
The hardest part about it is it all depends on where your brisket falls in line too.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was the first time I've ever judged. So now that I've judged before, now I have a better idea.
What do you look
But I
for?
took the first bite and I was like, oh, this is all right. Like, so 7. And then I took another bite of one and I'm like, wait, That was a 7. This is definitely like a 4.
Right.
You know, and then it's like, oh, next one you're like,
1 to
oh,
10?
this is a 1. Ugh.
You know, I had the same
so
thing.
do you give it Olympic rating like 8.3?
No, you can't. And they get mad at you. Like the other judges in the room,
Right.
they take it really seriously. And I'm like a funny guy in the first place, you know.
Well,
like,
I guess there's rules. The beef has to stand on its own. It's not supposed to break up. You know, there's competition rules, and then there's my wife's rules.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes them. She likes the ribs fall off the bone, so she gets the ribs fall off the bone.
Mm-hmm.
What would you rate this brisket? This brisket
That brisket
sandwich?
there.
Yes. Is this a 10? Is this a 9.2?
That's the flat. That would be. I would put that as a 12 or 15.
He's like, I'm breaking all the rules. I'm breaking all the rules.
That was a good brisket. It
looks good.
Salt, pepper, and garlic, and love, and thyme, and leave it alone.
Where do you get your meat from?
I get my meat from Stone Cold Meats.
Stone Cold
Yeah.
Meats. Where are they located?
They are located on 518 West Side
Yeah.
by the little Walmart, the green Walmart that looks
Yeah.
funny over there on the right hand side.
Yeah, they needed a shopping
apologize.
strip over there.
Yeah, they're he's a good old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sean
Is he
and Amy
military?
Stone.
I think he was even,
Yes.
military and then started this.
Yeah, he butcher and just raised from there. It's good to see the butcher trade still there. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to
Well, meat markets.
pick my son up. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
meat markets are. It's an interesting
Rare. It's like
idea.
barbershops.
Yeah, it is, and to go and the butcher, like you
Yeah.
say. So my granddad, it was like his 85th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday! But
Happy birthday.
he was a butcher. That's what he used to do.
Yeah.
He was a butcher, and then like he ended up working in the refineries after because it was kind of just like
Yeah,
it was a
the
like,
dying trade.
Yeah,
It's like
but
the old
to have
hardware
it back
store.
is awesome.
Yeah, to have that background, to have a butcher in your back pocket is nice. To especially the grade of meat that he has. He does a big competition grade briskets. He doesn't carry anything but prime. That's the least amount. The lowest grade, prime and Wagyu, and 44 Farms is good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a Mexican meat market that we've been going to
Hey,
get
the Michoacana
tacos.
is nice.
Man, yeah, and it's the same. Like even if they have
That
the little
red marinade,
vegetables,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they put the seasoning and it's done and it's good to go.
Yeah.
And it's a good, a pretty good quality stuff that you can get. So it's just a different. I mean, you can do it yourself, but sometimes you have a pro season it, they cut it, and it's like just throw it on.
And you can cut it. How thick you want it. You can judge it. He put up some grind for me for my hamburgers, and he makes a brisket grind, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And 8-ounce patties, and that's what comes pumping out of my truck.
Yeah. So between that, Stone Cold Meats kind of having that quality and the love that you put into it, is that kind of the secret?
That is. It's not secret. It's no secret.
Not anymore.
If you love something, you cherish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yesterday I got caught. I think Buster came in whenever I was pulling the pork, getting ready for some sandwiches, and I was just jamming, just dancing and talking to it. There's a whole procedure. Yeah. And it starts with warming the pit up. You got to talk to her while you.
How long does it take to get to that temperature?
About an hour and a half.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You dance in front of it for the whole hour and a half?
No.
Like, what dances are you doing? Like,
only like 60 minutes of those.
okay.
I saw it was the Cha-Cha Slide whenever we were at the Bay Area Houston Food Lovers event.
Yeah, that was fun.
At Little Bella Mia right there, because Jennifer went live.
She went
check
live.
out their
I didn't
food
know
group.
that. It was and then whenever I looked up and I saw it, and I was like, well, go ahead with it.
Are you big on St. Patrick's Day?
A little bit.
I see, like, with the color, with the green and the vibe, and you had the hat on that day.
Man, yeah, my wife picked that up. That was pretty slick hat.
So we have some people saying, hey, y'all are making me want to eat some barbecue. Well, you can tomorrow.
Hey, tomorrow.
I just made it even worse because I just brought back the picture. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, Little League, I did the spring opener. That was last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good event, and I have tonight. I'll be at the Sportsplex.
So if somebody is looking to get you out to either their event, their facility,
Yeah,
I mean,
contact me.
what events do you do?
Anything. Right now, the Sportsplex with League Cities is going good. I have some weddings coming up. I just did a wedding, so 3 weddings this year for my first year being in business. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
My niece is getting married in December. I'm doing that for her.
Curt?
And yeah, that's the wedding right there. That's my buddies Tammy and Steve.
What kind of meat is that? Is that like a pork?
That is a 90-day wet-aged prime rib roast right there.
Wow.
That is beautiful. Stone cold
What all
meat.
went on that?
Butter, salt, pepper, some rosemary, thyme. And I smoked it. You know, the funny thing about that is for 4 hours of while that was cooking, 3 hours of it cooking, I wasn't even at that house.
Because it just let it go.
Yeah, I trust my pits so well, and I know what they do, and I know how to do it, and I did it. And we had to come back into town because I forgot the breakfast meat because they had me out for the rehearsal dinner Friday night. That's what that was, just family members, about 20 people. And Saturday morning, I forgot the fresh chorizo, pan sausage, all the bacon, breakfast tacos that I did, and I had to go back into League City to pick it up.
Oh no!
So, and then Steve, we had to take his work truck back, and you know it worked out anyway. And I was gone for about 2.5 hours. And whenever I first got back, my temperature was at 130 degrees, and that's right at medium rare.
Yeah.
So I pulled it, let it rest, and then.
Were you concerned at all, or you knew you're like this will work out? I know.
I wasn't concerned with that. The next day, the briskets were kind of playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
So I had a temperature time, and I freak out, and my wife did her thing and just calmed me down and said, "You're going to get through it. You're going to do it. It always happens." So yeah.
How many people can you feed? Like with your truck, you can show up to an event, whether that's a wedding or like the ballpark. How many people are you prepared to take care of?
At any given time, if 200, 250, I'm sure I can do that.
Yeah.
There's 40. Yeah, I went through a couple hundred sandwiches last week.
Mm-hmm. What kind of sandwiches are you making?
Brisket sandwiches, chopped beef, sliced beef. That's where that sandwich came from at the ballpark.
Yeah. Is there a favorite kind of meat that you like to smoke?
Brisket.
It has to be brisket. With the brisket license plate, we're in Texas,
Yeah,
right?
We're in Texas. Ribs are good. I got 4 or 5 racks of ribs going to go on as soon as I get done here. Go fire up the pit.
I saw one of my old teachers. Well, you know, he lives somewhere else in Texas, but he's big on barbecue. You know, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And he was at Buc-ee's. There was a T-shirt, and it said, like, Texas, King of Barbecue or something like that, but it had a pig on there. And he was like, Buc-ee's, why would you have this shirt? You know, let's talk about Texas and barbecue.
Can I
why is there a pig on there?
Here?
Yeah.
No, never mind. There's prices on the menu. So
Okay.
But my wife made a pig, and we just got a barbecue logo, and she made a 3BQ out of a pig. It looked like a pig. It was nice. It was pretty cool and creative. She came up with the poem that she found. Brisket's rings are red. Burgers can be blue. Poetry is hard. Eat here.
That
took me a minute to try to work through that, but yeah.
Hey, we had a question, and it was KC Offenberg. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? He was wondering where that the meat market was that we were talking about, the Mexican one. So there's one that we were going to called Oaxaca, and that's in Dickinson over off of 517 near Dickinson Avenue. And then there's a Michoacana, and that's in Texas City. There's one on the north side of the loop. It used to be on Palmer, but they've moved it, and they built a brand new building. I say brand new. It was probably like 8 years ago to 10 years ago.
I refuse to go back to Oaxaca.
Oaxaca. Why?
Because they gave me the wrong kind of queso.
They gave you Oaxaca
Wrong
cheese.
queso?
They gave him Oaxaca cheese. The white crumbly cheese. And it's so good.
Yeah, the Fresca cheese. Blanco. Yeah.
No, I want queso.
Queso.
But he goes to a Mexican, you know, they're making Mexican style tacos, right? And he wants the Tex-Mex version, you know, the warm queso dip.
Sure.
But he wants it on the taco, which they don't serve that there. So he's
I'm out.
He's
Yeah,
upset.
B-dubs will do that. They're potato wedges.
yeah.
And it was hard for them to understand. I want queso on the potato wedges, and they would bring back the grated cheese put on it.
Yeah.
And,
that.
Yeah, and then they just finally clicked.
Bring a picture, be
Put
like,
the queso on.
I told Kurt, I
I
was
did
like-
say cheese, but I want the queso cheese.
To bring his own can of like Rico's nacho cheese, and then you can just be like, "Can you
It
warm
has
this
to be
up
that
for
one.
me?" Yeah, probably. That's what you want with the little cartoon logo on it.
No,
Yeah.
I just want queso. Queso.
Hey,
If I wanted like
mac and cheese.
a
Are you a
wok
mac
of
and cheese
cheese,
fan?
I would say a wok of
Yeah, yeah.
cheese.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm a huge mac and cheese
mac
fan.
and cheese.
We've talked about this with
The brisket bowl, man. That's where
the
it's at.
brisket mac and cheese
Yeah.
sandwich that I have at.
Yeah, I showed my wife showed me a video of a brisket grilled cheese made out of Texas toast, and that looked pretty appetizing.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. There's a
Have you?
Rolling Republic. They do a brisket.
Do they?
Yeah, with grilled cheese, and then at Texas Pit Stop, it wasn't on the menu, but we asked them,
Sure.
"Can we get a grilled?" They're like, "Sure." You know, and
Yeah.
I love that whenever you know somebody and it's not on the
Well,
menu.
well,
they'll
not
do that.
necessarily it. And if you know about it, then yeah, it only a couple people know about a brisket bowl.
Yeah,
But it's chopped beef sandwich or chopped beef on top of mac and cheese, and that's the off the menu item. You know,
and you do that in a bowl.
yeah, the little 3 to 5 pound boat that you would get. Put some couple scoops of mac and cheese with chopped beef,
What kind of cheese do you use for the
Velveeta
macaroni?
and cream cheese.
Velveeta cream cheese.
Yeah, butter.
I always add. I get the Velveeta mac and cheese box. You know, when I'm cooking mac and cheese, and I always get the extra Velveeta chease. So then I make it
Velveeta
extra
chili
creamy.
cheese is the best, man. That's memories. I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
On a swim team. Because pasta gives you extra energy,
Carb loading.
Carbs, yeah. So 8 hours later, so before a big swim meet, we'd have a pasta party, Velveeta shells and cheese. I just remember my mom shoving us through the line to eat all this Velveeta shells and cheese to get your energy for the swim meet in the morning.
Does it work? Does it actually work that way? It's good dinner
I
though.
don't know, it's kind of like, don't, you have to wait 45 minutes before you eat.
Yeah, before you could go swimming, it's
Right.
like you gotta wait.
I always thought I was gonna die.
Where were we
as
at?
a kid?
Schlitterbahn. Yeah, you were going to die.
I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna die. Like my mom's like, "You can't go in the water," and
Cramp
I was
up.
like, "Am I gonna die if I jump in?" So I always thought like, no. It's even as an adult, one time I was like,
As an
"Gotta
adult.
wait 30 minutes if I
Yeah,
even step 1 foot in
last
the
week.
water." Then I
Yeah.
asked my mom. I remember as a kid asking my mom this one time, like, "What about the rain?
Right.
Should I be concerned about the rain and eating, or is it just like
God,
like a
Kurt.
pool?" It was the worst.
How did you make it to 30 years
So
old?
Gardy, that was on the boat last week whenever he was
Yeah.
asking to get.
How did he make it to 30 years old? Like this is amazing. Every day there's like a new layer of the onion that's peeled away,
Yeah.
and I understand. Or
Yeah,
I'm left with
to
more
it.
questions.
Sure.
You know, like why is Kurt oh wow. You know,
I looked at my kids last weekend or whenever it was spring break. We went to Schlitterbahn, and how long do I have to wait to get in the water? You don't, dude. Jump in. That's baloney. You don't ever have to wait.
Moms lie to us. My mom lied to me all the
Yeah.
time.
If
Apparently,
you cramp up, then get out. But that's the reason why.
she told me, "Kurt, you're the most beautiful person in the world," and I believed her.
Yeah.
She's been lying this whole
Well,
time.
you are beautiful.
I don't think. Oh, are
Yeah,
you
you're
lying like my
beautiful.
mom did?
No, you're growing your beard back.
Oh.
Yeah,
I shaved it the other day.
yeah.
so
That's
we
your 5
have
o'clock shadow.
we have a question. This is from this is from Dee Dee. Taylor Anderson said, ask him to talk about the specialty meats that they make and offer, such as the pinwheel and the Rudolph. What are those?
Are those Stone Cold meats?
Yeah, that's probably Stone Cold meats. They're pinwheel. I haven't had any of their specialty meats.
Oh, I've seen the pinwheel that they do.
They make a pinwheel.
Have you done any of those? I know they have those giant like tomahawks. I saw
I
like Joe
have.
Perez.
Yeah, you can go back on my Facebook page and see the tomahawk that I did.
You know, for me, I look at the meat and it's raw and it's beautiful. It's like a piece of art.
Yeah.
If I got it and tried to cook it, it wouldn't be picture worthy. It probably wouldn't taste that good because I'd mess it up somehow.
Sure.
So
I need to get my phone replaced so that way my picture quality could get a little better because it's all shattered in the back. You know, you spend all the money for the front screen protector, but they don't tell you that the back.
was where the camera is and all that.
Yeah, whenever I take video, you could actually hear it, the vibration, because it was a.
Oh no. That's funny.
Gardy, you should show him, from our other partner, DJI, and the Osmo Pocket. Just spend $300 and get a little Osmo Pocket.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I posted a picture. There was somebody there was actually several people and DJI, they should send us stuff because I posted a picture. I was like, hey, got a new toy. And then my inbox, I literally got, I don't know, like 5 messages in like, hey, what is that? What is that? And I was like, well, I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet, but I'm going to be posting stuff on it, with it. So it's a little camera and it self-balances so you can move with it and the camera will just like, it'll focus on my face if I tell it to, or focus on Kurt's face, and
if you
it's
tell
pretty
it
neat.
to, you can talk to it.
Well, yeah, with my finger. I have to like swipe up and say like, hey, follow the face,
Sure,
and then it'll do this and it'll follow my face.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really neat.
How's the drone going? I see you keep playing with that.
Oh, I love the drone.
Yeah.
I've been flying drones for like 3 years now, but I love it. I wish my cell phone data was better where I could have unlimited, but it's so expensive. I get 9 gigabytes and I'm still paying like $250 for my phone, and it's like, I can't make that upgrade.
Hey, you know what's interesting? As soon as we started talking about the toys and the drone, like Alan Hutchins tuned in, who we had the opportunity to meet and fly the drone with a couple days ago.
He's probably thinking like, guys only talk about your equipment all the time. All the time.
He was the big guy into drones as well.
Yeah.
And so it's A&A, Machine and Fabrication, Lamarck. We shot a Shine
Did
on
he do the
Lamarck video.
races? I saw that, yes.
And so he's the one that's going to be featured in the video talking about the business. So we were out front with the drones, and he was like talking about how he flies drones, and it's a lot of fun to talk about that kind of
the
gear.
drone races are pretty sick.
What? Kurt, there's drone races?
You've never seen drone racing?
So he's told me about like, oh, look at my drone, it's so cool. Like a new piece of equipment. I'm like, but then he didn't tell me there was racing. Like that would be
there's like
drone
bonafide
racing league,
30 mile an hour where you make a left hard, go swoop up, go straight down.
Wow.
And it's all VR. You're watching what the drones.
Yeah.
You have to really be good. I was
gonna say,
intense.
If you have to have a spotter to drive a drone, then you're going way too fast.
Wow. Like someone's behind him, like holding, and they have the headgear on and all that.
I love sport mode. It's so much fun. Sport mode.
Right.
Dude, well, you almost crashed the drone the other day. You were going up, and it was like, and you're like, whoa, come back down.
Yeah, it didn't find the GPS. I can't fly without GPS.
Right.
Come on.
I guess those guys in races, are they using GPS?
No, they just have really good. They crash them a lot, and I'm like,
sure.
It hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good drone. You just wrecked it.
Yeah, it was. My boy had a couple drones, and they lasted a day or two. It either fly off and you just lose them in a tree or something like that. And somebody stole my son's drone and left the remote. And so we have the remote. Some little silly kid was running through the neighborhood, I guess.
Whoop, need this.
Yeah, and he stole the drone and left the remote.
Yeah.
So or one of the kids might have just had it fly away.
Yeah, it said it was stolen.
Yeah,
It happens because it's an expensive toy. It's like
Well, no, this was $100 ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can't be like an adult version of remote control cars. Like I loved it. I was bad at driving them just because like whenever it gets as a kid, it gets turned around and then you're just like, I'm trying to reverse. What's going on here? So I can't even imagine. I've never had the opportunity to fly Kurt's drone, but he did put the goggles on me, not by my choice. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. He was like, no. Slapped it on my head. We were at KHEA.
It had a VR headgear on it?
I bought some DJI goggles that go with my Mavic Pro, and so it wirelessly connects to the drone. So when the drone's up in the air, you can actually like look around and see what the drone sees, and then the goggles actually like your movement can control the camera, which is awesome. And then you can even fly the drone based on which direction you're looking. It's so cool. I love the goggles.
Too advanced for me.
Yeah,
and when it's hot outside or like when it's really bright outside, then you can put the goggles down and see better because the phone stinks when it's bright outside.
Well, we need some like drone barbecue footage. Like even if there was a camera hovering over you in the truck at all the times.
Hey, at the Axe Room with the Good Old Boy podcast and Brooks Boys Barbecue, the VX4 F2000 over there. In his drone.
That's Kurt's model number.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know when that's going to be? Do y'all have it? Are y'all just planning it?
He told me about it yesterday.
Okay. Well, let us know if we can make it out there. We would like to. That'd be a lot of fun because we love Axe Masters and we're down to throw some axes. Well, we're definitely down to eat some barbecue.
For sure. And maybe a cook-off.
That'd be cool.
I was talking to him about a neighborhood cook-off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right now it is 10:34. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. Check out this spot by Your Vacation Edge. Hey, we're giving away a cruise. Have you seen any of that?
I did
Are
see
you big
that.
on cruises?
Yeah.
You've
Been
gone-
on one cruise and fell in love.
Who'd you use?
Royal Caribbean.
That's
That's
who
where
we're
we
giving
went
away.
on.
Yeah. And whenever y'all were talking about it the other day, that was. I saw the video.
It's
I
really
haven't been
nice.
on the one in Galveston.
I think we're dropping that video April 2nd.
Okay.
So make sure you watch, Perry.
And then it's a like, share, comment.
Like, share, comment, 3 steps.
Yeah.
You can win.
Done.
Someone's probably going to be like, oh, you're just going to give it away to your friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
don't
Perry's
like,
gonna
share, and
win.
comment.
Yeah.
Don't like, share, and comment then.
If you don't want
want
to participate, you don't have to. But we're trying to
Exactly.
give
Those are the
somebody a
rules.
cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the luck of the draw out of the hat. His realtor hat.
Here we go. Here's a spot. Check out this spot by Your Vacation Edge.
Cruise planners is
Ooh, that was Ethan's spot. Ethan through the years. Check out Cruise Planners. Yeah,
I wanted
man,
to
giving
hear
away
it
a Royal
on
Caribbean
on
cruise.
the Facebook. I've never heard this.
vacation or a trip overseas. Cruise planners cater to your specific needs. You can find them on
What is that? That's Facebook?
www.yourvacationedge.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the spot that's playing on the FM. They pumped.
Okay.
We pumped the audio into the Facebook feed,
Sure.
and it's Ethan's voice. Whenever we were scripting that, I think did we script that one together? And it had like the little rhyme.
Ethan's all quiet. He's mad at Perry.
Because I didn't bring food.
Well, actually,
Ethan-
Kurt was like, he's bringing food, and I was like,
I
what
didn't
do you
bring.
mean? He's
Yeah,
like,
because
he's
last
bringing
time
me
you were
food.
gonna come on and we had that little mix up. You
I brought brisket.
you were gonna have brisket. You were like, oh, I was
No,
gonna
I
put
brought
this.
brisket. The first time.
The first time, but
Yeah.
when we called that second time and we talked on the phone, and you're like, "Oh, I'm coming tomorrow," and I'm like,
Yes.
"You're not until the end of the month,"
Right,
and you're
right,
like,
right.
"Oh,"
Yeah, there was a date issue. Yeah, there was.
and he's like, "Oh, I was just gonna cook for y'all," and so I figured missing out.
I apologize.
It's okay. We still love you.
There had I had some couple days that were kind of jam packed. So this morning I didn't. My wife go, hey, get up and start the pit. And she's just used to me getting up in the morning. Now she's just hitting me. Hey, don't you have to
Do
it's 2
something, get
o'clock
over
in the
here.
morning? Don't you have to go start your pit or something? No,
Some
I don't.
barbecue.
Yeah,
Not today.
not today.
But you're doing some ribs later today, you said, huh?
Yeah, I got 4 or 5 racks of ribs. So there was a customer, a couple people last week asked me about Fish Friday. So I'm going to do some blackened fish tacos with some cilantro cream sauce and some fresh cabbage. That's going to be on my menu tonight
Nice.
at Sportsplex,
So
5:30.
you go to different locations throughout.
I do. So a girlfriend of mine, or well, not
Right.
a lady friend of mine. She's, I guess, part of the board, and she asked me a couple months ago if I would want to do it, and so we spoke about it, and then she emailed me and made it official, and she said, "Here, pick your dates. You're the first vendor that I have, so
Wow.
you can pick any and all of your dates."
How many people go out there? It's all playing a softball, right?
Yeah, well,
Different
baseball,
league?
Little League.
Oh, yeah.
Friday night, Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
That'd
know,
be fun.
a week ago or so when we were at Little Bellamy on that Sunday, you brought barbecue sauce for Chef Mary Bass.
I did.
What was that about?
I think she was doing a wedding, and I think the week after my wedding, she was doing a wedding on the 20th, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gave her a couple quarts of my regular barbecue sauce and my bacon bourbon barbecue sauce.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody said that you'd rather fly a kite than fly a drone. Is that true?
I love flying kites. Yeah.
Hey,
Who
Gardy,
said
the
that?
guest is still on program.
Well, there's
There you
that. It's hard to see these lights, so everybody on the FM, they all are welcome. So yeah, flying kites. I haven't flown a kite.
Flying kite,
flown a
man,
kite in a long time.
My kids, it's nice having kids because you get to go do the kid things that you used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So flying a kite, I want to go to the beach and fly a kite, so that way there's that solid, constant wind, and you can just put a stake in the ground. But flying kites with the kids is good.
Cool.
We always lose them in a pine tree, but
Yeah. And then it's gone.
how many days can we weekends?
I feel
Can
like
this last?
flying a kite and barbecue and just summer and sun
Yeah, at the
is
lake.
like a thing, right? Like
yeah,
that's a
so that was back home. We'd go to the lake and start grilling hamburgers and hot dogs and flying kites and swimming in the lake, and that was our neighborhood park.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's East Texas love.
What?
You don't ever do that where you fly kites and
Not,
barbecue?
You know, I haven't flown a kite since I was really little, but man, we used to do it a long time. We had a pretty decent sized yard whenever I was a kid, and so we'd always just be out there flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, times were different, you know, back then.
And then we had a little scare this morning. Just it was a neighbor. My son's best friend got mixed up with the line of communication. He was supposed to come to the house every single morning. They walked to school together, and this morning, some reason, I guess he didn't make it to our house. Met up with my son at the school, but it was crazy. Bike riding, nobody knew where he was at because he was supposed to come to our house. Yeah, and the kids go to school, so that was kind of a scare this morning. But yeah,
that stuff happens, and it's
scary
because we're so connected. But back in the day, that stuff happened all the time. But like, you didn't have cell phones, or you didn't know where your kids were all the time.
Back in the day, you didn't worry about it. You didn't have to worry about it. Now there's so much going on that, you know, we thought that he was riding his bike over to the house, but he walked, and you know, his dad was freaking out. But yeah, it's neighborhoods are different. Times are different. There's bad people out there. But so at the St. Patrick's Day, whenever we were out there at Little Bellamia, kind of got with Manish, and so there's some works coming on there that we might be able to release some sandwiches, maybe.
Oh, that's cool.
Some sandwiches.
Using some of your meat and brisket and stuff.
Yeah, there's little stuff going on. Whenever I dropped the barbecue sauce off, Mary Bass said something about us teaming together. So there's a little something in the works.
Man, can you imagine getting your barbecue on a Little Bellamia pizza? Like, it's the best pizza in the area by far.
You want to see a picture of it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was nice. So I mean, I don't know if this is okay. I don't know. Sorry, Manish. I hope it is. Yeah.
Tag him. Oh wow, Kurt, you can't see this.
You can go left or right and see those pictures.
Check it out. No, that is really, really pretty.
There's different.
So that one's on a sandwich. Okay, that's it in the oven. Boom.
And then
that's
you
the close
can
up,
keep
though.
going, and you'll see the pizza that we did.
Okay, so then there's one with pizza. Oh, pizza with the barbecue sauce and some pickles on there.
Barbecue sauce.
Check it out, Kurt.
Looks good.
Look at it.
Oh man.
So that's unofficial. Okay, I was just playing around with Mark, his cook, and used his oven.
Smelling your phone.
Yeah.
I can smell the barbecue.
Yeah. Man, their jalapeno cilantro pesto there is bomb.
If you had some brisket on you, I honestly would take it with me and go to Little Bellamia, and I know Manish would be there because that's just what he does. He's a great owner.
There,
yeah, he's there and he cares.
Cocoa crepes. They had a brulee crepe, and that was nice. We were told to get the February of the month crepe, and that was had berries on top and brulee filling. It was just phenomenal.
Had you had a crepe before?
I have. I used to work at Landry's, and they had the crepes for their Banana Fosters.
Okay.
But a fresh, good crepe like that, no.
I never had a crepe before.
I never. I knew what it was. What is it, like French pancake or something?
I saw Talladega Nights, and that was my experience. He's like, it's actually pretty good. It's like a little, thin pancakes.
Yeah.
He's at crepes. That's a funny movie.
They're yummy.
Oh, Ethan had something to say. I thought about it more.
I was just gonna quote the movie, but then I thought, better
not. Who? Yeah, the jukebox. He had the Perrier truck. That's a good movie. It's funny.
I like the reference to Talladega Nights, and then
Cocoa Crepes.
The actual Tom Cruise movie where he was driving. Have you ever seen that movie, Days of Thunder?
Days of Thunder.
Yeah, he actually makes a Tom Cruise reference because that was like the previous like NASCAR racing movie was Days of Thunder, and it had Arnold.
Arnold Garza?
Not Arnold Garza.
Shout out to Pit Stop.
Yeah, Tom Cruise was in it.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, and yeah, it was. He made a reference. Oh, save me Blah blah
See,
blah.
I'm
Save
the
me.
world's worst about
Tom Cruise.
quoting movies.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that reference, but yeah, he does. Whenever the car's on fire.
Yeah, because in Days of Thunder, the car catches on fire in the movie, and that's what made him end his career, his racing career.
Yeah.
Was he shaking bacon?
No, he definitely did not shake a bacon that one.
You know, I think I'm not a Will Ferrell person.
That
the
comedy.
It's my wife loves him.
So not big on SNL.
I'm big on the old SNL.
Okay.
Like 90s, 80s SNL.
Chris
It was a
Farley?
lot cleaner.
Yeah.
It used
Farley.
to be really like SNL used to be really clean. It's not clean anymore. Yeah. Cleaner.
I guess for its time. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. I don't know. It was better. It was a heck of a lot better.
Hey, we got a comment that said, "Watch out, Papa John's." Talking about the pizza with the barbecue.
Look out now.
Man, that's what I was wanting. You know, I don't even want to say. I mean,
Hey,
shout out to them and to Killins
that
because they
was-
do some
that
pretty
was
good
some-
stuff too. I've never had it, but it looks good.
Yeah, I hadn't had it either. I heard a lot of negatives, and there's pros and cons. A lot of it is they say that the brisket's dry. After tasting it, I can see why it would be dry.
Well, they're trying to mass send it out to all the
Well,
Houston
no,
area
so
Papa
the
John's.
brisket's good, but you're having to reheat the brisket because
Yeah.
it's not a fresh brisket, so it's already sliced. He gets it, however. I don't know. I would think of a way that I would give Manish his brisket if that could happen. But
We talked to Papa John's. They said if we got 100 shares on that video, that we would get free Papa John's pizza in studio.
did you get it?
We got like 1 share. Nobody wanted to share that video out.
Oh, wow.
Because it was a Papa John's thing.
But well, I don't even know how much it is. $20.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's a good idea, isn't it?
it is. And well, for you, with it being one restaurant, you could the quality, control and taking care of it. You'd be able to do that, and
Yeah.
work with the
You
owner.
could literally set your truck out there
And be like, I just
in
smoked
front
one.
of it.
Turn this off.
in front of Little Bellamia, smoke it there and put it on.
Ethan, are you cold?
No, Buster. It does not need pineapple on it. Oh, yuck.
Buster said that pineapple.
Yeah. Are y'all pineapple people?
No.
I'm not
Please
either.
don't tell my girlfriend this because she made a post yesterday about good morning to all my pineapple pizza lovers, to everyone else. Don't like go away or something like that. And I was like, wait, what?
Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
No, pineapple is gross.
I like pineapple. I will eat it on pizza, but that's not my first choice. If somebody orders it, I'll probably eat one slice and then
Have you ever
4 of
grilled
the
pineapple?
other. I've never had that.
It's grilled pineapple. Just the natural sugars. It crystallizes it. It's nice.
Yeah.
I've cored out a pineapple and put some pork loin inside of it, and then smoked it. Yeah,
That sounds good.
Porn apple. What is he doing?
Ethan is as a
Oh,
pineapple,
shirt. Okay.
Ethan, I asked him if he was cold earlier, and we need an Ethan cam, but I think he kept dropping.
I don't know why you just said that because now I'm
Chef has
I got
has a
the
shirt like that.
goosebumps.
Dude, you do have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Right now I'm cold. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ethan's cold. Hey, we got 10 seconds. Let's go back on the FM. It's 10:47, so we got about 12 minutes. Here we go. Collision. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
Shout
I'm
out to we got Perry here too. Ethan used to do that. Then Kurt was like, "Stop."
Ethan never says anything anymore.
Oh,
he
you
just
know
sits
what you
there
need
in
to get?
silence.
You need to
Hello,
get the barbershop.
darkness, my
Yeah,
old
the whole
friend.
barbershop
Quartet?
Hello. Three Stooges.
We are the Mo, Larry, Curl.
Curly.
Kurt.
Kurt.
You could just use your real name for that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So we got Perry Brooks from 3BQ in studio. We're talking about barbecue. We're talking about being a good old boy, I suppose.
Good old boy, yeah.
Flying some kites, hanging
Flying
out
some kites.
in the good
Yeah.
old days.
How long has it been since y'all flown a kite?
Too long,
Flown a kite? How would
A
you say
long
it?
time
Flown a
ago.
kite.
but like flying a drone yesterday.
Yeah, drones are so much easier. Like you just
Are they?
fire it up
No,
and
they're
put
not.
it in the air.
It's a string. That's it.
No, but you have to have enough wind, and you gotta
Well, you gotta
run
run
with
with
it.
it.
I don't.
But
this,
if you're at
this
the
body
beach-
doesn't run.
If you're at the beach,
I run, and I tear a hamstring issue. You know.
Hey, is there still somebody that lives in Marbella that has like a kite flying at all times? When I lived there a couple years ago, there was always like a kite, you know, because I guess it's Isla Vista and it's like the longest street of all time, right? And so you just like circling around, but there was a kite somewhere, and they may not have even been in the neighborhood in another one. Yeah. But there was always a kite, and I'd always reference like, there's that kite again. And my wife was like, why do you care so much? Was it a
whirly gig one, or was it a triangle?
It was high. It was like I think it was a whirly one. It wasn't necessarily like a traditional
diamond rhombus.
I know what I can do to that kite. If you have a really big issue with that kite, I'll just fly my drone and its propellers that are super and like slice the kite in half.
Gone.
And be like, drone's better than kites.
Yep.
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh man, we could do a YouTube channel called Drones versus Kites. People would watch that. Where a drone attacks a kite and kills.
I wouldn't watch it.
$1 million idea for anyone who wants it. Apparently, watch.
See if the .com or what is that?
If it's available.
Dronesversuskites.com.
Yeah, somebody check that out. It's not gonna. That's a bad idea, Kurt. It seems like a good way to break your drones.
Yeah.
And you just need a new one. He's like, you may make $1 million.
My son has one. It's broke, so I guess you would automatically win. But it was a dragonfly.
A dragonfly drone or a kite?
It was a kite.
Okay.
And it was just, I don't know, about 3 foot wide wingspan, and no dragonfly.
You know, I feel like in those videos you would have to have the dun 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 dun.
The Ant movie, right?
Ants.
Yeah. Whenever what was it?
There was two movies. They were like, it was like insects and then like ants, and it was almost like the same idea.
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life.
Yep. Where the grasshoppers were coming to take them.
Oh yeah, and they played that song.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So they deboed their fruit and findings, the food.
Yeah. It's 10:51. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. We have about 8 minutes left. Can we talk one more time where you're going to be next and how somebody can try some 3BQ?
All right, so Saturday we will be out at the League City Dog Park for Guns and Hoses. They have a softball tournament raising money for the Blue Santa, and I'll be out there with the truck, and I'll cook all the barbecue, and firefighters and the police department are going to have I think it's 7:30. It's in the evening. They're going to have some bounce houses, raffles. There's some raffles for rifles going on, and just different ways to raise money for children around Christmas time.
Who's going to win? Who are you picking to win? Is there an early favorite?
So way back in the day, I volunteered for KHEA Fire Department. So I guess there's a fire department route there, but I have a couple friends that are in the League City Police Department. So he's one of my best friends is here, and it is awesome. He's doing in the tournament, so
you rooting for one or the other?
The PD,
the police department.
Go blue.
There you go.
I don't like red.
That's it.
Go blue.
That's the early call. It's going to be a tournament. It's taking place. Hey, it's this weekend. You can go out there, check it out. It's for a great cause. You know, we've known you for, you know, not a year, but you know, for several months now, and we've seen you give back multiple times already, and we haven't even been friends that long.
I know.
Why is that so important?
Because I mean, I'm local, and I want to support local, and I want to give back to the community. I mean, we're supposed to, you know, follow and show people the giving heart. You know,
yeah,
it's
showing
nice.
You know, compassion and being able to help, and this is just another way you're going to be doing it. It's a great cause.
Nice. Be good. You know.
Yeah, spreading some love.
Yeah,
and you're doing that with barbecue.
Absolutely, spreading love.
Can you tell us one more time? What's the secret for your barbecue?
Love.
It's the love.
It's the passion. I think that's with any person that does food. It's a heart. It's a passion. Outside of cooking it, making it, what I get out of it is seeing the look on y'all's face whenever you eat my barbecue. It's the satisfaction of making somebody happy.
Yeah.
Being kind. It's nice.
Yeah. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to book you for an event, cater an event, find out where you're going to be next?
Facebook, you can look at Brooks Boys Barbecue. 3BQ will pop up whenever you search that. Instagram at Brooks Boys Barbecue. You know, if you have a brisket or some ribs or something like that you want to show me, hashtag me at Brooks Boys Barbecue on Instagram. I heard the guys talk about Twitter. I have an account, but I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So it's
Same with us and KHEA.
yeah, exactly. So Facebook is the best. Brooks Boys Barbecue at gmail.com. You can email me. There's ways to get in touch with me.
Awesome. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Kurt, what else do we have going on today?
Today, I think you're going to Axe Masters.
Oh.
We also have Ascension tonight, which is going to be free crawfish, located right here at Abundant Life Christian Center. If you're not doing anything at 7 o'clock, come down to us here at Abundant Life Christian Center. We're also broadcast out of Abundant Life Christian Center, so come on out 7 o'clock tonight for your chance for free crawfish and then a worship night.
All right, it's going to be fun. And then tomorrow, I know we have some rehearsals for an Easter play that is going to be taking place, and that's going to be great. So we got a busy weekend, KHEA Radio. We always have a lot of fun. If you have something going on and you want to invite us, maybe we can work it into our schedules. Let us know. Send us a message to
busy.
KHEA's Facebook or email us
at KHEA at KHEAradio.com. One of the things that we've also been asking for people in the community, if you're still watching, if you're still listening on the FM, if you have an event that you want to be published on KHEA Radio, or you want to be promoted through KHEA Radio, the best way to do that is to create us as a co-host on the page that's at KHEA Radio. Just tag us as a co-host. We're then able to share that video out and talk to our audience about those events. So if you have an event and you want it promoted, just let us know.
Pear, is there anything else you'd like to share about 3BQ or at all?
Hey, I just want to say thank you. I've just kind of blown up in the past few months, 6 months maybe. I got my trailer in November, and I feel like that I'm on track to do something good. And thank you for all my supporters and people that haven't tried me. Please come try me.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Check it out. Brooks Boys
Saturday,
Barbecue.
2 to 9.
This weekend, available at the League City Sportsplex. That's right.
Tomorrow night at the Sportsplex. But the League City Dog Park, the new one right there on 518 in Bay Area, that's where I'll be Saturday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. It's Friday. Go do something good today. Stay positive. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Chris McClarney, Breakthrough on KHEA. See you on Monday.
This is Galveston.
As soon as I shut this door, that's it.
The next time this door opens, you're going skydiving. Yeah. Hey, Miles. Yeah. No girly screams going down the stairway, right?
Skydive Galveston. See you later.
Do something just